state of mind, but you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it up, give it away, while you were barely aware. You learned that day, cut off so much hardly remained, while you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan, oh now this is your only, now this is your only plan, oh now this is yours. And you're right, you force it to yield, you forge it to the lines, you let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again you found the answer and you were there
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third week of Diamond Otter Talk. Before we introduce our guests and our host, my name is Dory K. Nice to hear from all of you and see all of you in the chat already. Ready to hear these guys talk about some otters. First things first, we have got a sponsor for this week and every week here at the Blue Otter League. Quick shout out over to ProComps, our sponsor and a game changer app for the League of Legends community. This isn't just like the other tools, it's your personal draft coach, perfect for both teams and solo players. In fact, you can pair it with any other app you use. With ProComps, you'll receive real-time drafting advice with tailored champion picks and ban recommendations. It stands out with features such as the ability to generate champion pools in seconds that you can share with your friends, a post-draft guide to attack the game. You can generate comps based on your preferences. Coaches and analysis can even create personalized tier lists. Think of it as having a virtual coach and a strategy toolkit all in one. My favorite feature is the app has already 280. My favorite feature. Okay, it's fine. I have a favorite feature, I swear. No, the drafting assistance tool is my favorite, to be completely honest. Uh, Mostly because with the introduction of Fearless, I tend to struggle a little bit with optimizing my drafts nowadays. So super helpful. But the app has already over 280,000 downloads and thousands of daily users just like you. ProComps is a user friendly and totally free application. It's a no brainer to at least give it a go. So download ProComps now and you'll experience a whole new level of drafting power in your league games. Go to procomps.gg, download it from the Overwolf, or click the link in our bio. And without further ado, now that I got the formalities and the pay grade out of the way, Floor Snacks, take it away.
Thank you very much, Dory. Welcome everybody to week 3 of Blue Water Diamond. As I Glor Snacks, after my week hiatus, of course, I was very sick last week, so unfortunately you will have to hear my voice for this week. Joining me today, I have Crawl of
Hello.
Kitten Kingdom,
Hello.
Chaz, the top laner for XSV Pride,
Hello, hello.
and Rigamortis, the jungler for XSV Pride.
Yo,
Welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Set to be a fun series, especially since 2 of the people in this call will be getting streamed right after, as soon as we go into the game. Any thoughts you guys have before your game tonight against Omega Goobers?
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough.
I'm confident we'll win.
Okay, nice. We have the respect from Rigor Mortis and just saying easy. And joining us as well, we have Krell of Kitten Kingdom, who is currently being hunted through the BOL Discord by all of XG right now. So
It's fine. They'll
it's fine.
type, but I told to them as well. I am chilling today. It's a win-win situation for me. Lose-lose for them. So
Oh, nice, nice. As we're gonna go kind of straight into the predictions here, just that way we can kind of catch up with the other stream as well. Uh, really divided on our first series of predictions here. I went with Omega Goobers, and Crawl went with Omega Goobers, and Chaz and Rigamortis, of course, they're on the team. Come on now, they gotta vote for themselves. Personally, I think Omega Goobers is just a really good team, just because of how long they've been together and how successful already that roster is through multiple leagues. But Crawl, why do you agree with me as well?
I mean, I just feel like their mid jungle is really strong. I've seen Source Walker do like just be have a lot of success. Like Blow Masters 100 LP, like quality also. I think like multiple teams, not on like not with Omega Goobers, but he has been successful with just overall in multiple masters lower than like 100 leagues as well. So overall, I feel like their mid jungle is just really strong, and I feel like that would probably give them a little bit of edge. I think I predicted 2-1, so I don't think like it's going to be like a stomp or anything, but I do think they will like come ahead at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Now, Rigor Mortis, why do you think you guys are going to win?
So this team, I don't know if they've been playing together at all lately because Mega Goobers just played ADL finals and it's just played Titan finals, but that's a different roster completely. I don't know if they've been scrimming with their mid and top, so it's whatever. And then like Source Walker, I've played against him a ton. It's kind of whatever. The jungle matchup isn't like I don't really agree with Crawl with it. I mean, Tills is also good at mid laner. He has multiple chips. Also, I mean, mid jungle matchup isn't big. Carino is that's Flame top lane, right?
Uh, yeah, it's Carino, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Flame. I think just name changed. So I think like the top jungle is gonna be super important for this series. Our bot lane, I'm pretty sure just gaps their bot lane. That's just free. We have Big Chi in the bot. But yeah, mid lane's gonna be nothing, but mid jungle's whatever. And then it's Source Walker. I'm his father, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, heard that, heard that. Any thoughts now on a quality player also hitting Masters 176 LP? Does that change anything for you guys, or
Bro, as a certified hard stuck Emerald player right now, I don't give two shits about solo queue rank. Does not matter. Solo queue rank does not. It doesn't translate. Of course, he's a really good player, but 150 LP, whatever.
That's my jungler.
I have big
okay?
tills. Big tills, bro. I don't care about 150 LP.
True. Hey, what about you, Chaz? What do you think is your condition for victory tonight?
I think they're very good players. And while I may gas it up saying it's gonna be easy for us to win, I think it's gonna be very difficult in all actuality. I think the way we're gonna win is just by playing better. I'm very confident on myself these days, so I'm gonna look for the 1v9. I got it, bro.
I
Easy.
believe in
Big chest.
I believe in you, but also history tells me that I should go with Omega Goobers. But I got you, I'm in your corner.
I understand, I appreciate the support, even though you may predict against us in general.
Yep. That's just how it is. You know how it is in BOL. I gotta hedge all my funds.
Yeah, of course.
Moving on to the next series, though, it is Choco Mint versus Drop Dead Gaming Vultures. Three of us predict Choco Mint. Crawl, why do you predict Drop Dead Gaming?
Um, I mean, I will be honest. While predicting, I wasn't really did any deep investigations or really checked how the teams were doing. But I saw that DDG um as my guy Walt and I kind of want to bet on him. He can perform really well when he's giving the resources. So I didn't want to vote against someone that I know. Um, being said that, Mint would be favored, but I believe in the underdogs for this
Hmm.
one at least.
That's great. Unfortunately, I think me, Rigor Mortis, and Jazz kind of agree that I think Choco Mint is just kind of a better roster on paper for it as well. Of course, it's not important. Red Noxus, Ape as well. When Ape is able to get his singed, and go crazy with it, you know exactly what I mean.
Not the same.
I, I think personally, I have the faith in them as well, just because of how long that the core of that roster has played together, where they trust each other. Right? And I do think that DDG, while they do have some very good highlights as well, you also have some concerns sometimes, like looking at their game states, right?
I mean, they're I checked their OP.GGs mostly, and overall on paper, for the most part, Mint does look better. But I looked and DDG's jungler was also looking really good, really good win rates, a lot of game counts on his top champs. It's kind of when you look at the multi, it's hard to really specifically use all of your bans on the jungle because the other players also have their favorite champs that they play to a decent extent from the looks of it. So that was also one of the reasons why I was able to cope a little bit for the fact that maybe they can win.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Can't for some reason can't find their other game. Their second game played. I guess it was a reschedule. But personally, I think Chuckamit will win. Chaz, any thoughts?
I'm a big not important fan. He's a good friend of mine. We've known each other for years, so I'm putting my bets on him.
Nice. Betting it with the house on this one.
Of course, yeah.
Next series, we have Bloom Gaming Rose versus Akuma Blades, and this is the first of many sweeps you will see. Everyone bet Akuma.
I mean,
It's nothing against Bloom Gaming Rose, of course. It's just a very slow start to the season for them. And genuinely, I think Akuma is a team that can travel with these highs a lot better, while Bloom Gaming just needs to find the way that they can play going forward.
hmm,
Because I believe as well that while we personally all agree that Akuma is the better team as well, it wouldn't shock me if they per se like lost a game to them.
uh,
I
it
mean, I,
would.
I
It would
personally,
shock you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
guys, you gotta be nice. Like, come on now. Like,
like I
no.
don't know. Like the Bloom's roster maybe is like not bad, sure, but like especially like the Akuma Blades bot lane, Fluke and Godly, I would probably like put them on an AML roster and like wouldn't expect them to like get stomped. Like they are really solid. Like Fluke has like been a good performer in like multiple leagues, and like I do think like if he's performing, he can actually like keep up with like above Masters 100 LP players, and I feel like Godly's like champion pool fits into like competitive really well, and like it's not like he only plays engage. He can also pick these like maybe enchanters that can like facilitate Fluke a bit more, and then like their top laner should be Andy Klugi Chungus. He's like a really solid weak side player, and Data is like a good utility player, like mostly a utility jungler as well, a facilitator. Like this team is like really built around like play around this bot lane, and they will like um get us through get us to the finish line. And I think like you can't get a better bot lane than what they have right now for the job.
Yeah, pretty much I agree. I think their bot lane is pretty good. As long as they play around them, they should win. Uh, just leave their top laner on an island. We're good.
all right. Yeah, I just personally, like I'm playing devil's advocate here, of course, because I'm the host, trying to make
Of
sure,
course, of course.
every team can have some happiness. But I just generally think Akuma is just the better built roster for it. Rigor Mortis, do you have any thoughts?
I think Bloom Game and Rose has a lot of draft league players, and they're actually all pretty good in the draft league. So it'd be nice to see them win, but fortunately, there's a big difference between like draft leagues and pre-made, especially when you're playing against like Akuma. Although Akuma, I think, has a couple really big weaknesses. So if Bloom Gaming can figure that out and abuse it, I mean, they'll be good. But it's probably just gonna be Akuma 2.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I don't think so. Guys, come on, do one. Next, we're moving on to ID Freaks versus Elysium Bowling Team. Personally, for me, I'm just gonna vote ID Freaks every time. You know,
That's fair. Mhm.
Why? Why decrease every time?
because I love their name. Because they're freaky like that.
Bro,
Like, come on,
Elysian bowling team? We have a bowling team playing a
bro,
league. Come on, bro.
bro. Chicken jockey. Hello,
The deal chicken jockey on the team. That is
Chicken
pretty
jockey.
funny.
You
chicken
got me. You got
jockey
me.
is
You got
on
me.
the team. Come on, bro.
You got me there. You know what? I changed my prediction. I'm going ID freaks. Chicken jockey all the way.
Chicken jockey is him.
Chicken jockey.
No man,
Oh,
I think Chill Savior is gonna do real good this game. That is my
you think
prediction.
so? You think
Yeah,
it's a jungle gap?
I think it's a jungle gap. Chicken Jockey will do his best to 1v9, but it ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I would say normally like Elysium's roster looks really good as well. Like Chill Savior is playing in a draft league called STC, and he's had like a really good he's performed really well in it. But on the other side, like, I think Lotus also plays in that same draft league, and he's performed really well. Chicken Jockey, I think he had like a split with ID. I don't know if their name was Freak at the time, but like when they won Titan, he was playing really well. His, I think, Caesar. I don't know if he's gonna play top or jungle. I do think he's a bit better in jungle, but if he's gonna go top, he's still like a solid laner as well. I feel like ID's team is like overall really solid, and Elysium, I feel like they might live and die by Chill Savior a bit too much for them, like for me to favor them. Also, the ID Freaks logo is kind of crazy.
Yep,
Gotta root for them.
it's aura. It's an aura
Yeah,
pick.
no.
It's straight up an aura pick. It's
very
straight up aura.
It was made by Chicken Jockey on, I think it was Paint,
It's
if
so
I'm not
good.
wrong.
It's so good, dude. I love it.
It's such a crazy good logo. Like, how do you even like see that and be like, oh man, it's all right. Yeah,
It is freaky.
it is freaky. We move on to the next group on Shadow Isles. Unfortunately, for this group, guys, I think we accidentally misunderstood the task. We were supposed to predict like different teams, you know, like we weren't all supposed to pick the same team. So
I don't
we all
tell you.
bet Kuma Halberts over Merc Ocean, who is I still believe is a Emerald graduate team. I don't think that they're as bad. Personally, I do think that they have some highlights. Like you're in the games and you're like not constantly upset all the time. I feel like you have some hope for when you're playing these games where it's like, oh, okay, well, we can actually do this, and this could be a way for us to, find a way in. Of course, they did go against Cincinnati, and it was not close. And I do think they had a really good game against High Alert, though, where that was the close game for them. So I think that they have the groundwork for a win. I just don't think it's this week against Akuma.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I mean, Akuma did lose, I think, last week, but they dropped like Surely Not Syndicate, which I would say is maybe like the best team in the league. Like they have Chill Will Kills, who I know and like have played with before. He's performed really well in like Risen Mythical or Titan Immortal, which is like a 600 LP cap league. And then like Zohair, Terry, their mid laner YouTube. I don't really know what like he goes by on Golden Discord and technology. Like they have already had success with I think the team name was Surely Not before they played for Syndicate. So like they pretty much are playing with the core, and then they got like a huge upgrade in support. Whoever Shell will replace, I think he will always be an upgrade. So like that is like one of the main reasons. Like I would be surprised if like they lost to any team. So Akuma dropping like their series to them is like doesn't mean they're still not like favored. So
Chaz and Rick, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think Merc Ocean is just a lower ranked team. Like, of course, I've never seen Akuma or Merc Ocean play. I didn't watch their games, but I just think Akuma just has the advantage as being better players.
All right. What about you, Rick?
These 4 teams we have up here, that's just playoff teams for this division. I mean,
You think these are just straight up the teams that make playoffs in
Yeah,
Shadow
it is.
Isles?
It is. Maybe GG Zenith can squeeze in over maybe Elysian, but other than that, these are support teams. This group, I mean, the two syndicate teams are two of the best teams. And yeah,
Yep.
it's just the 4 playoff teams.
Oh, there was a change with Flannel Cow this week. They did add a new support. So
That's
Is
not
it
going to help.
Dallas that joined
yeah,
them?
it's Dallas.
I mean, I don't know. Like I've known Dallas for a while now as well. I think I've known him like 3-4 years. When I knew him, he was an ADC main. So I haven't watched him play support. Given I haven't watched him in a hot minute either, but it would be hard to imagine that he would turn the team around to a level where they are contesting these top 4 teams. But hey, you'll never know.
Yeah.
So.
Next game is GG Zenith versus Surely Not Syndicate. I think this is the best team in Diamond, personally, for BOL Diamond. I'm very familiar with everyone on this team except for the ADC. But actually, I'm mostly familiar with YouTube. Just because that's my coach right there. Thank you, Coach YouTube.
Yeah,
But I just think it's not close.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm very familiar with all those players. I played on a team with Zohair and Keatnology. I've played with Chill Will and YouTube. And then Terry, I've played against Terry so many times in the top lane. I think they're just probably the best team. Zohair's my GOAT. That's all I gotta say. I think they're gonna
Zohair, I have heard Zohair. Oh, we also changed jungler on Elysian. Thank you, Mr. Boulder. I didn't see the jungle change on Elysian.
Who is it now? Is it Mouse Dixie?
Add to sub Mal 60. Move Hero
Yeah.
Joe to reserve, Hyper Dragon to main jungle. Also, Hero Joe is benched. Okay. Hyper Dragon is now the new jungler.
It's an upgrade, but
I wouldn't know him personally. I know Hero Joe. I just don't know the new person they have.
I don't Hyper Dragon.
he's doing
Yeah.
well in the draft league.
I think he played in draft league.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did
okay.
well.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of like Valka also plays in the draft league. Boulder plays in the draft league.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Boulder.
Yeah.
No worry.
I mean, I've known Boulder since he was, I think, gold plat. I actually like coached him when he was gold plat. He. I remember like I was surprised he stayed as support because he had like a phase where like he wanted to transition to like a top laner. But I guess he's stuck by it, the support role, and he's actually been playing pretty well. So,
Okay, so so everyone agrees here that it's an upgrade in the jungle then?
I don't know Hero Joe, but like I would assume it's an upgrade.
Okay.
I got no clue.
Okay, so then yeah, it makes it easier then. And then High Alert Minions versus Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati coming off that loss though, yesterday night, I believe. As someone who watched the games, it was interesting to watch, really, because I feel like game 2 they definitely should have won, but they all just died one by one by one by one, and then just lost the game off it. So it was very heartbreaking to see. I definitely think that they'll go for a revenge game against High Alert, but I wouldn't be shocked if High Alert actually did take it, because I do know Less Force and Dream to Me and a few of those players on High Alert as well, and they are good friends of mine, so that'd be something for me that I could see.
Bro, you crazy.
What do you mean I'm crazy? What?
You crazy. It's
Come
a
on.
clean 2-0. 15-minute games, 2 games in a row. 15-minute FF.
30 minutes?
Yo,
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Total?
Stop the
30
cap.
minutes
Stop the
total?
cap.
Oh.
no, they can throw. They can throw. I don't know if they'll go 15
Okay,
minutes.
18 minutes.
Oh.
Nah,
What? You
gotta give
think
at least
Less Force?
Baron.
Is that why,
25,
Rick?
bro. 25, at least Baron.
I mean, Less Force is kind of whatever. Chris is going to, hard gap him. Literally, all 5 roles are about to get hard gap.
Oh,
I mean, like
all
even though
five.
even though they lost to like surely not Syndicate. Like if you really look at it, taking like the game one, taking the best team in the league to 45 minutes, and then game two, losing the game with a goal deficit, it's like surely sure you got too old, but like it's not like they got stomped. They actually put up a pretty decent fight and like gave trouble to surely not Syndicate for how how highly we rate surely not. Like I would be okay with like losing to them in that style. Obviously, you want to win. Like it is still the best team in the league, so like and that they played really well into them. Like I wouldn't see why they just like not stomp the Violet team.
Okay. That's crazy. By the way, 30 minutes total is crazy.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
insane.
that is a bit. I don't know if they would beat them in 30 minutes, but
They might
nothing
need
is
Baron in one
impossible.
game. I think they might need Baron in a game or two.
I mean, 24
Yeah.
minute Baron, both games. I'll give them 50 minutes.
I give a full hour for game time. At least 30
Okay,
minutes.
okay.
It's respectable.
I don't think they'll be that bad.
They go over
Yeah.
an hour though, they're trolling.
Okay. Let's move on to the next group. Next group was almost another perfect group as well. But we had to have a little quick change there at the end. You know, I want to get this going
I was
before we lose all of XG.
I was peer pressured.
Oh.
Not really, bro. Not really. Fuck it. B-ball.
Oh.
I'll win.
That's a Kitten Kingdoms win. Unless sources saying it'll be a dream diff. Oh, interesting.
I mean
In his dreams.
I mean the Leb Nemesis is like a pretty split decision.
It's true.
Right, I don't know anybody on both those rosters, so it's kind of just a coin flip. Happier cap, but that's it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I gave the edge to Glacial Knights just because we lost to them last week. So I was like to kind of pay my respects. I was like, you know what? I'll give them the edge. Although I don't have any idea about Leb Nemesis, like if they're good or bad. I was like, surely Glacial Knights wins. I hope they win, so that like we both lost to Glacial Knights, so I would have hope against Lab Nemesis. You know.
Yeah, I think Lab Nemesis upgraded their roster. And I personally think that they'll have a better time against Glacial Knights. But I just have to see like how they perform, right? Because I think it's really pretty much up to Happy or Cat to see if he can guide them into the game. But that's how I genuinely feel. What about you, Kaz and Rick?
Coin flip. If Glacial Knights beat Kitten Kingdom, then yeah, they're probably I give it to them 70-30 then. Who has
Okay.
that Lab Nemesis played? Have they played anybody good yet?
I'm not sure. I think week 2 they changed their roster completely, I believe.
Oh, so that means week 1 didn't go well. I'm assuming.
No, I think they're currently 0-4 game score
Oh,
right now. Yeah, they lost against Milkman. And
Tough though. That's a good team.
I mean Milkman is really good. I will be honest. When we beat Milkman, I was
they
a bit
lost against
surprised.
Jackals.
Yeah,
Jackals and
I mean,
Milkman.
I
So
mean
they
those are
played two
like
really good teams. So
yeah,
it's
they
like
played 2 really good.
Yeah, but they threw game 2 because Pixel Wolf was 16-2 on Aphelios.
Oh,
That was
Oh,
the Aphelios game.
it's
So
Glacial Knights.
yeah, that was Glacial Knight.
Yeah. They're probably just going 2-0 then.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know the teams very well. I just kind of like took a quick look at the games. I was just like, let me just flip a coin at this point.
Gotcha. Our next game we have Karate Kids versus Illusion Esports. We all went with Karate Kids.
Bro, look at
You
that
know?
logo.
It's the
Nobody's beating
logo.
them.
It's the logo.
Nobody's beating them. Look
It's
at
the
that
logo
dude's ready
aura.
for battle.
And they got the Duolingo owl. Like, how do they lose? I don't get it.
Memer sticks.
Memer Sticks and Duolingo, famous draft league players, into
They
the
know karate, bro.
fray.
They know
Yeah,
karate.
that's true. Maxim ADC, Papa Doge mid, Duolingo jungle, like it's here, is it not?
Dude, that owl's scary, bro. I don't fuck with
I
that
mean,
owl.
they took a game off Milkman,
Exactly.
Did they?
Yeah, they
That's
did.
kind of big. That's kind of big.
Duolingo
Actually.
went 20-8 on Gwen Jungle.
That's just busted though.
Okay. So we're discounting it?
No, it's still good. That's still
Okay.
really a champion's
Okay.
bust.
Yeah.
Is he
I
off
agree.
rolling? I feel like
Yes,
Al was
he
like a top liner or something.
Al's an 80 carry.
80 carry. And Memer sticks, doesn't he just like Phil?
Yeah, Memer Sticks usually play support, but I guess he's filling for them.
What's going on with that? I guess if you know karate, it just doesn't matter.
True. If you just know karate, it's just like that. And then we have Milkmen versus Purple Pirates. It is no longer USA Esports due to a situation that developed. But unfortunately, I think we all just went with Milkmen just because they're the Milkmen.
I mean, is it the same team or they just like dropped out of the league?
It's the same team. It's just they have Gushlow as their jungler now.
Um,
And Gushlow is a 80 carry player.
mm.
So it should be interesting.
Well, was it because they were using the USAE name? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
So something happened. They no longer have that name.
If
But
they
it
got
should
the
be
Caesar desist letter by the army.
they all got recruited.
No, they were about to
Yeah.
get drafted, bro. They were gonna
GG.
they were gonna have their ass sent to front lines almost.
Yeah, but
Except-
pretty consistent. I don't think Milkman loses. I think they'll have an easy time. I think this was the kind of the easiest matchup for me to decide. And
Yeah.
then the last matchup, of course, XG Jackals 3 out of 4. Crawl, why are you guys gonna win tonight?
I mean, I'll be honest, like at the start of the league, like we signed up as a team that was like not really serious. It was more of like Dira and like his like he kind of grabbed like a bunch of his friends to make the team. It wasn't like we were doing like insane tryouts to like find the best players. So I didn't like have a lot of expectations for us like going into the league, but I feel like our week one against the Milkmen was a bit eye opening to me, where I feel like although we don't have like best players, I think there's like a decent amount of cohesion in the team, and like if everyone is able to kind of like keep their own, we actually are like pretty good at like team fighting and stuff, especially come mid game to late game. And like we beat Milkman, which is like also like a pretty I would say like a highly rated roster for the average skill of this group. Now, I don't think we are favored to beat XG Jackals. I'd like if I was like making a bet, putting real money, I'm putting money on XG Jackals. But
Oh,
I still think that like
some would say that would be illegal, actually.
not in my book. But I would still say like I still think that we can win, and just because like we can win, I'll just like take the chance, you know. I can't predict myself to lose. And also, I don't know if there's like um a penalty for saying swear words, but fuck improvise. I stole his
Oh,
LP.
Base.
I
Base.
stole. I got his LP in solo queue while
Hell yeah,
playing
got it.
support.
Easy money.
I've also been playing support in solo queue. So if they lose to us, and also my mid laner is the support main that's playing mid. So if they lose to us, they're losing to two off-role support players. If they beat us, they beat like two off-role players playing in
Three, huh?
Diamond. So it's
Zebra's
like,
a jungler, ain't he?
yeah, true. Like
Or three off-roll.
we have like three off-role top sides. So like if they beat us, good job, bro. You beat 3 off-roll players. But if they lose, don't show your face because you just lost to 3 off-roll players.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
aura right there. I may have to change off the aura alone. That
Thanks.
was.
Actually, stream that match.
That. Yeah, we should change the stream match. Sorry, we're moving this to XG. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Guys, we haven't been paid $25,000 by them. Come on now.
Improvise gap.
Improvise.
Improvise cap. Yep. Oh, Rover. Okay, thank you, Rover. Crow, what are you doing when you're getting capped by a soul jungle? Crow, what is your response to that allegation?
I'll probably lose the game and then open up a beer and play TFT after the game. It's not that serious.
Oh, he just hit you with don't care. Don't
Bro,
But
pull
I
it out,
mean,
Joby.
but I mean, if he loses and he's losing his sleep over it, I would feel bad, you know. It's just another day playing League of Legends.
Now I
Ooh.
want Crowl to win. Now I want Crowl to win, you know? Get that underdog energy.
I mean, underdog is always easier, bro. You're not pressured. Like, if you lose, you were not expected to win. But like, if you win, that's when you get to like reap the benefits. But, like, if you're favored to win, it's like if you lose, you're eating shit. But if you win, it's like you're already supposed to win. So like, what's gonna happen there? You know, always be the underdog.
True. Honestly, you know, oh,
Damn, are you feeling closer
they're
to Kid
getting
Kingdom
you.
or something?
I am actually. I am. I feel like the aura that you just put out for Kitten Kingdom kind of made me start to think about changing my mind.
I
But
mean,
they are
is Joby playing?
yes.
Yeah.
Who is Joby? Is it Overcome? Adapt? Oh,
It's
Yeah, your name change. And then Kami's playing too.
I mean, again, like their whole roster is like Masuf, Overcome, like I don't know their mid laner. I'll be honest, and then Joby, and like it is like a roster that consistently performs in like the Diamond Leagues, you know. But yeah, like again, like if we lose, I'm okay with it. If we win, I'm happy. Like
Let's beta talk, bro. Come on.
yeah, if you lose,
Give me the hot take. Come on, let's hear it.
Yeah, come on.
yeah,
Come on now.
we're 2-0. GG.
2-0?
Yeah,
even
you know
get
what?
the
You know what?
game?
You know what? It's fine. They're
That's my
ass.
go. Fuck yeah.
There
It's
you
fine.
go. Hell yeah.
They're
They're
Joby, who's
Chaz it
that?
up, boys. Chaz
Yeah.
it up.
Improvise?
Not only
Who?
us. I'm giving a prediction for future weeks. Karate Kids will
Oh.
2-0 these guys too. Fuck it.
Oh.
People.
Wow. Wow. That's big. That is big news. Okay.
Got him.
Rig and Jazz, why do you guys think XG is gonna win? You know? Why are
They're
you
not, bro.
going against they're changing it?
Now I'm
Right
changing it,
now?
bro. Yeah, 3 all-pro players. Yeah, that's a hard gap to Joby. He doesn't know what to do.
Oh.
Improvise
Morgan
Pride.
is
You seen his
changing
bard?
it live right now, saying Ken Kingdom is going
Nah.
to win.
The only way XG lose if Joby actually picks a soul jungle. That's the only way they lose.
Nah.
Sorry,
Bro, they would never beat up on kittens. You would never beat up on a kitten. It's a whole kingdom full of kittens. Come on.
I'd beat up on a kid. Put back XG.
Whoa, big Chad.
beat him
Whoa.
up.
What?
Big Chad.
What?
Beating up kittens.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me grab the screenshot. So if you guys change it, I'll have it. It's fine. I got my screenshot. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Rick, fight for me. Oh, come on. Rick, Improvise
who's
is
that?
saying you gotta fight for him.
Nah. His bard, improvised bard, nah, ass, terrible. I would never get solo killed by it in the jungle.
Oh my
Never.
god.
Never happened before. Never happened.
Yeah, that would never
happen.
happen.
That would never
Yeah.
hapen.
Yeah,
That
never.
would never happen.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought it was A15.
Who is this guy?
Oh hey.
Oh, it's gone.
Is that the caster?
No, that was the other caster for gold. I think he got a bit lost. That was a bit funny. I'm not gonna
Gold
lie. That
players
was
getting lost, man. Gold players getting lost.
It's fine. He heard us talking about XG Jackals. Might have thought it was a gold team.
True. Oh my god.
Oh, true. Based.
Okay. Yeah, but I think that's enough for predictions for us.
I gotta go
guys.
catch the match so we don't leave.
Yeah, we gotta
give it a fifth win.
wait a
FF loss,
second.
you know.
Yeah. Of course.
That's the only way they're gonna get a game off me today.
Ooh, saying they have to rule shark. Actually, has to rule
Hey.
shark in order to even have a chance against Kid Kingdom. Did you change it to all Kid Kingdom? Tori changed it to all Kid Kingdom. Oh,
Amen.
wait a second.
Amen.
I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
it.
I think I've never had this much fun in comp in a
That's
long
funny.
time.
Oh,
Just
wait a
love
second,
talking about
guys.
otters.
Kid Kingdom is on the come up. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, they beat the Milkmen, bro. It's
That's
easy.
true. They did beat Milkman, and we said Milkman have aura.
Okay. I gotta go to the VC though.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. We'll just lose one of them because XG, they can't handle the style without Crow,
Yes. I'll go in to gap them.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much for joining us this session of Otter Talk Diamond. I'm Glorsnakes, joined by the future winner of Crow. And of course, tonight, joined by Kaz and Rigor Mortis, as they will be on the stream very shortly. Give it us about 5-10 minutes, get everything all set up. Next time we come back, though, we'll head straight into draft, and we'll be ready for tonight. Good luck, gentlemen.
Those cravens backstab me, deceive me. Never shall I tolerate their crimes again. Now let the hunt begin. Yeah. 7,000 souls scared and daunted, such a tale of woe. Not too long ago, this village was a golden scene of hope. Hold down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace, restore our glory to live forever. Yeah, bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Yeah. I am the light bringer. Now listen, fellow warriors, I ask you, should my campaign come to an end? There's way more to avenge. Whoa! 50 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too
Blast. It might not be the truth. What is truth? It's what you want it to be.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of the Blue Otter League Diamond Division. I am Rue. I am joined by Clausnax. How are we feeling on this wonderful Thursday?
I feel amazing. I just had an amazing Otter Talk where I'm being told breaking news that there has been an ASOL jungle ban in the XG game. So,
Amazing.
unfortunately, Kral is not a man of his word.
That is unfortunate, but we will move on from that as we are already into our Game 1 draft. We are lightning quick today. We have our bands already coming through. Viego, Talia, Mel, Gwen, Jinx, and Yi already out. Interesting to see the Mel ban priority coming off the recent buff. Came through yesterday, and Hui also first picked. Interesting start to the draft.
Yeah, Hui, immediate first pick, decent power pick, kind of a super safe-ish mid laner, can just be in a vacuum by himself with what he needs to get done. I do like the Tristana response pick. I think Tristana bot lane is just straight up the best AD carry in order for this situation. I do like to see what they pick jungle here because I think they're going jungle second.
Yeah.
Or Lissandra. Okay,
in fact,
so
they will spit that right back at your face. XSV Pride choosing the Lissandra into the Hui, very aggressive in that matchup. Happy to scale at certain points of the game, but when she hits her power spikes, kind of forcing the action in some regards, where the Hui is probably more happy to just sit back and wait. I'm not even sure what to make of that as a Lissandra into the Hui. We are just waiting. Omega Goobers' second pick. Kai'Sa looks like it'll be locked into the
Ooh.
bot side. Now, what are we thinking? They don't want jungle? Do they want support early here? Right? I don't know what they want.
yeah, I do think the Lissandra is a good response. It's able to constantly get on the way, and it's good pressure as well. Kaisa long range poke, able to mostly look for trading fights, not able to do a lot early game. Plus, you go aggressive with the support pick. But Udyr is the next lock in for Goobers. And guys, just to also break it down, this is Goobers' technically first game of all
Yes.
BOL Diamond.
That is something we should point out.
Yes, technically this is their first game. They've been very busy with ADL, So they have moved on, kind of. They've rescheduled, and now they've gone ahead and technically this is their first game against XSV Pride, who is 4-1 game score. A good 2-0 and then a good 2-1 as well last week. Lilia the lock-in into Udyr. What do you think about that, bro?
I am not the biggest fan of this, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I think pairing mid and jungle on the same damage type is always a bit of a trap. It might not be punished in a game like this, where you're into Hui Udyr, who themselves typically... it depends where this Udyr goes. Obviously, it's a very flexible pick. Could go jungle or top, but if it ends up in the jungle, it's probably building at least a Leandries as well. So maybe it's just kind of that matchup where you say both of us are gonna just go a little bit heavier into AP this game, but it is something that can be itemized, and Lissandra is definitely not afraid of going those Merc Treads either. Hui, on the other hand, you might be able to get away with it with the Lissandra and the Lilia together, so maybe I'm going to come round. It depends what they decide to round this draft out with, of course, as they look to pinch the top pool on the side of the Pride, whereas the Goobers look to try and help their Kai'Sa narrow down the options with a couple of support lands.
Yeah, I do think Braum Tristana is an interesting ban. I think the Braum ban is very telling for what you want in a sort of style like this. It makes you wonder what they have planned for it, right? You just ban the Braum so it stops all the Hui damage and the Kai'Sa Ws. Rel lock. Oh! Okay, well, we don't have to think about it long.
That was
Maokai,
fast.
insta-lock.
Very fast, but where is it going? Is this the top Maokai? Is it support Maokai?
It's support Maokai, most likely.
I think I can honor this as a flex for the next minute or so until we find out.
I don't think we can. I think we're
Maybe
lying to ourselves.
But I would like it as a flex. It
I would
forces,
too. I
it
remember
forces
Top
Omega
Maokai
Goobers
being
to at
fun.
least consider, right? It's likely going support, but if there is the slimmest chance that it goes top, and you willingly pick a bad matchup, send it to the top lane, get your counter pick support in. There are chances where this looks nice, but Leona, one of the harder supports to counter, especially when you're looking for the engage in your team. So maybe they just end up setting that Maokai down there anyway. Depending, I think, on what Omega Goobers go here. If they pick something very aggressive, then it could look to be punished. But we just have to wait and see.
Nope,
Sante
tank
is
top.
the opposite of that.
Yeah, so
might fall
Kai'Sa
asleep.
Leona bot lane is interesting to me. Definitely feel like it can work out. It just may be awkward in the early stages, as Mundo is the lock.
Okay.
So this is actually a bad matchup for Mundo until level 9. Then it
Maxing
becomes okay, where it stabilizes
Mhm.
in a sort of way for it. I do think that XSV Pride likes the team fight that they have going on here. I just think that the Mundo is not as well as, say, something like an Ornn, right?
Yeah. You don't
If you're
have
gonna
that
go
great
for
up
this,
team fight button.
yeah, it's your Lissandra has to put herself in a bad spot a lot of these times in order for it something like that to work.
You do have Maokai though.
Right, but Maokai is very easy to dodge. It's very,
Sure.
it's very easy for them to just straight up dodge it and make sure that they don't get hit by anything like that. So that's realistically the problem I have with that. But I don't think it should be impactful enough. It really also depends on the Udyr where he's going to pressure, because we know Lilia just likes to farm up constantly and build the advantage that way. But to me, I think Omega Goobers takes this game, but I think it will not be a complete stomp. I think it's going to be like a 35, 40 plus kill game. And I think it's going to get really messy as the game goes forward. Just trying to see which team can stay cool, calm, and collected going into the objectives.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game will also come down to when the degeneracy hits. Who are the people that are actually going to end up with the gold in their pockets, will it be spread around, kind of support, jungle, top, or will it be funneled correctly into something like the Kai'Sa or the Tristana? If either of those ADCs really look to start getting ahead of the other, it could just spell the end of the game for one team or the other, especially with how much the mid priority is going to matter as we head into that later phase of the game. Looking a bit earlier around some of the early objectives, Udyr, so potent, especially in that early jungle phase. The second he hits Leandries, it is very difficult to be contesting anything. He just kind of has that AoE damage that says, if I'm going down, you're all coming down with me. So thinking about that, who do we think kind of has that sort of advantage as we then progress into that late game with these two comps?
Into the late game, I think Tristana, Lissandra, and Lilia have an easier time. Especially since it will be hard for Leona to stay alive in the later stages as well. They decide to not just go for her and focus her solely. So later the game goes on, XSV has a better chance of winning in my opinion. It's just seeing how the gold is leading up to that point, in my eyes. Because I do think that Omega, they love the choke with the Hui, but they also hate getting engaged on and need to play the vision game. So they need their vision to be really insanely well placed. And I think that comes from just how much Udyr and Leona are able to buy space for that vision. Because if Leona is caught alone, then, she's dead.
Yeah.
And I think that is problematic for the game state.
I think having a dead support is probably pretty bad. I can agree with you at least on that part. Sweeping our eyes now onto this top side, onto the top lane itself. You point out when Mundo gets strong and Cassante finally maxing out something and just starting to dominate over the Cassante. Is there anything that Omega Goobers can do to put that Mundo behind and delay that point?
Yeah, I think if you gank early game, I think Cassante has the advantage for those early levels so much that he's able to constantly have kill pressure onto him, especially once he hits 6. But I think if you get like a nice gank on him and he messes up a teleport or something like that and you get the repeat kill, then you really don't have to worry about top for another good 30 minutes. I think it's that really good.
That makes sense. As we then have a look forward to these team fights as they start to come in, we point out all the team fight abilities that everyone has here. Things like the Solar Flare, things like the Nature's Grasp. Both side supports have amazing engage opportunities. Who do we think? We can include nameplates in this if you want. Who do you think has the best chance of really utilizing those key abilities in this matchup?
I think personally, I really just think that it just depends on. Okay, a realistic scenario for me as well. I think when we get into the later stages of the game, it's dependent on Lissandra's positioning, where she is.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lissandra will be a big factor into these later fights, where if she's just poked out constantly by the Hui and just eating a ton of poke from it, and the Kai'Sa W, I think XSV's calm falls behind a little bit, because that is a main engager tool for them, and realistically a saving grace tool that I think you need to keep always active and always ready, unless you're going in and starting the fight yourself. I still think late game, super late game, it's XSV's game to lose. But until we get to that point, I do just trust Omega, just because of how much they played together as well.
And they do play together a whole lot. Just going to come back though, thinking Kai'Sa, what build are we kind of expecting here? We have Udyr and Hui on the same team. If that Kai'Sa builds into that poke, surely your damage splits then get a little bit off. We're going to have to see some of the crit Kai'Sa come through.
Ugh, Crit Kai'Sa.
It's taken a rise recently. A lot more people are starting to play it. Things like Yuntal into IE. It's definitely on the rise. I don't necessarily like it over the typical build, but when you're playing with Hui Udyr, it's got to be at least a consideration.
Huh. I haven't seen Crit Kai'Sa before, personally.
Okay.
So I think it would be nice to there's someone currently having an issue in the BOL chat. Sir, are you okay, Mr. Samuel? Sorry, that just completely caught me off guard. I'm trying to I'm reading the chat and just see this guy typing in hyphens. I'm wondering if he's okay.
Crit Kaiser has taken a massive upswing in the LCK recently, especially when you're playing a lot more of these mage mids. Double EDC has kind of died, so having the damage split that way hasn't been as necessary. Especially things like the Azir, and then playing tank jungles that typically have magic damage inbuilt to their kit. Things like the Sejuani. There's been a lot more of that crit Kaiser. Thinking players like Jiwoo, players like Smash as well. It has definitely increased in its priority. And as we start to load onto the Rift for this game 1 of the series between the Omega Goobers and XSV Pride, do we have any final thoughts coming out of this draft before we get into it?
No, I think we got our points across pretty good.
Well, yeah, that works for me. Well, we are just loading onto the Rift now, so we'll be there in a couple of seconds with that for you all. Okay, let's get it going then. Let's get this underway. Game 1 between Omega Goobers and XSV Pride. We are onto the Rift already. We have drawn out the draft phase exceptionally well, if I do say so myself, and we'll have a look at the 5-man out mid. Hello.
Oh. I do think that this would be a good way. They did get in, but they are spotted by the ward now. And yeah. So fun fact, Panda and Kinksing are known players. Okay, Samuel P is okay, guys. Don't worry. He's just eating and he's typing with his fork. I just got to make sure that guy's okay, you know?
Yeah, very important things there. As we have a bit of a quiet start to this one. Pointed out before, this is Omega's first game of the split, and they've already had quite a lot of their jungle invaded and vision placed down. Sourcewalker, the second he goes up to that blue buff, is going to be spotted, so XSV Pride at least know where the other jungler is starting from. Their own jungler will be tracked the second they make it to their own blue buff, so a small exchange, we head into our early lane phase. Are you going to go for this? Spot it out, wow. Bramble Smash straight down. And not even allowed to hide in the bush.
Yep. Ooh, nice trade top. I do think, personally, I just have to see how it plays out mentally for the early game here. They do get the level 2 push in. Nice trade there on the Hui, able to use the QE and the EE. Don't even ask me what the name of the abilities on Hui are.
I would have to go searching myself. I know about the Severing Bolt because that's a nice, easy one coming down from the sky, but everything else is an absolute mess.
Oh, Subject Disaster,
there we go.
Subject Serenity. Okay, thank you. Let me guess. The third one is Subject Disorder or something like that, or non-harmony, whatever they like to say.
I'm going to do some background research while I'm here. But
Yeah,
we are
so
already having a look.
just like I was saying with that matchup earlier, like it is just so hard for Mundo to trade in the early game like that. I also think as well is... Oh.
I can't see right now, sorry.
Yeah, neither can I. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
We're back.
Okay. We should be good from here on. Carino,
Oh, there we go. Nice little trade there.
Forward. Massive damage onto the Chaz, who, unfortunately, Carino will take a turret shot for it, but a big trade onto Mundo. You pointed out when it was drafted, this is a later game counter pick. Sante will have so much priority early, but both junglers choosing to path down to bot side. The Lilia has actually taken quite a bit of time to get down there as well. Only just finished that final camp just there. So a little bit of delay from the Lilia. Not really sure what caused that, as the Udid does take the bot scuttle. They should be happy to head back up to the top side. Her Raptor's also respawning, so very happy position for both junglers right now.
Yeah, I think it should have been an instant reset for Udyr, but I think he's trying to be a little bit greedy here. Just maximize what he can on the output. So he's now going to do his wolves. But yeah, bot lane it's kind of just sitting there right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a handshake for quite a
Despite
while.
the wave state being so favored for the Tristana Maokai too, as well. They are level 4. They're still playing massive respect.
Yeah, they know that both junglers can be around the area. Neither jungler has taken a reset just yet either. You point out you wanted the Udyr to take that early recall. He's going to go for it after his Grump, I would suspect. There he goes, finally backing for those Fated Ashes. Such a key jungle component these days, especially when you're building towards things like the Andrews as well. Gives so much extra damage to these extra monsters. The clear speed itself worth its weight in gold, as Cassante is having a little look on the top side. Where are you, buddy?
Oh.
Stops the recall.
Cassante's going on a trip.
Yeah, he stops the recall of the Lilia. Nice roam timer found. He pushed away then. Had nothing else to do. But he's
I
allowed the
really
Mundo way
don't
back
like
in.
that Cassante first item.
That is a Thornmail into a Mundo.
Yeah, but like... you know...
Doesn't feel good to play. Doesn't feel great to play
feel like
into
you
either.
genuinely could go a different item. Especially like the Sheen or something that helps you with the damage early. But
Nice one, Gauntlet is a favorite.
Yep.
We have timer finally. Junglers waiting till level 5 before they recognize anything other than their jungle as a part of the Summoner's Rift for this one. Both of them clearing down to bot twice in a row. First time around, nothing happens. Second time around, it has the Hui.
it's Dragon Sword away, Panda goes in.
Panda, zero respect paid to anyone. He might have to flash this wall. He will indeed, as the Lilia brings down the Gromp, gets it down. But my god, Kixin got taken very low by the Plasma Proc there. As overall from the play,
Oh,
the
wait a
play is
second.
down here. The Spiraling display is absolutely humongous. That's not a flash that you can be taking right there. But the kill goes over to the Leona on the Ignite. A 2-for-1 as the Cassante gets a solo kill top lane. The Drake will finally fall over to Sourcewalker because there was no jungle left. But then there's a very far forward Hui who gets caught in the frozen tomb of the Lysandra, but she still doesn't die because weird things are happening already. Kixin will get flashed on by the Udyr. We had 6 minutes of nothing, and then we've had 30 seconds of absolute degeneracy.
Okay, wow. Big fight there. Rigor Mortis, I don't know why you walked back in to even try and contest there. The fact that Hui lives that fight too is also insane.
Yeah.
Of course, that fight starting out was just Panda disrespecting, going in on kicks and getting him low as well. And then Rigor Mortis just walking back in, thinking that the rush, that they would just all be on the dragon hitting it. So he just got put into a really bad spot there. So Sourcewalker able to get the dragon, and now is able to get the full grubs as well.
And this is something you very rarely see when you start to climb the elos. Having first Drake and full first rotation of grubs is such a rare treat, but it might be stopped here as both junglers have also hit 6, and I have to say the Lilia's 6 spike is something I prefer a whole lot more. And here comes the mid laners as well. Karate player forced to flash away this time as Panda is just trying to peel for his support, for his mid laner rather. As
the Drowsy has come through, but it's unstoppable. It's the only person who can hit.
That's the only person. You pointed out Rigor Mortis didn't want to hit with the Lilting Lullaby, but he does it anyway, and he gets Pathmaker away from Ninja Shoho. Flashes that wall now to get away on the Sandra. Everyone is such low HP. The briefcase millimeters away from killing Quality player, who still might fall to the damage over time, but it looks like he will just about survive the Lilia burn. 2 grubs were taken. 1 grub going to be traded back the other way. Where was this the first 6 minutes of the game? Not again. We're not doing this again.
No, okay, we're going again. We're going again. The ride never ends. Come on,
you can take this one.
Okay, thank you.
No
Cassante ult that fight, which was really really big determining factor there. I think if he did have it for that fight, it would have been a lot more. As I was going to be another engage onto the jungle, but Kingsing will not have enough HP to survive this time. The darkness will find the Maokai, and he will fall to the Hui ultimate. So despite the CS lead that Lissandra was gaining, at this point, it's now all completely gone. They know that the Maokai is dead as well, so Tristana will be forced in under the tower constantly, eating a ton of pressure. And
It is
I
gonna
mean, the
send it straight
Grubs
down there as
fight
well.
was just like, oh, we got another engage here. Wei will get ulted on. Okay,
Frozen
well, this
Tomb,
time
the
he's dead.
second, should be pretty. There he goes. Finally, will fall. Second Frozen Tomb landing onto this poor Hui, who's had a very tough laning phase. You pointed out the CS lead, and now the kills are even, and Ninja Shoho is very happy. I'm lost for words. What's happened? We had 6 minutes of abject misery.
Of complete calm and nature documentary, and then the last 3 minutes have just been a bloodbath.
People started taking turret shots while taking plates. People started getting random kills across the map. People start face checking as Lilia level 5. I'm lost.
That's fine. But yeah, I do think that that fight was well. They did end up only getting one of the grubs, right? Which is something you'll still take if you are Source Walker and the side of Omega. I think as well, another bad thing is how untouched Kaisa is. Where she kind of hasn't felt any pressure at all this game. The only time she felt pressure was this early dragon fight when she was face tanking too and still dishing out damage.
And we pointed out before, it does look like the crit build is going to be coming in. Both ADCs heading towards that Yin tiles. We have a look down the bottom. Maybe not down the bottom of our screen. We have to look at the top of our screen as Carino goes all out again onto the Mundo. But here comes the maximum dosage. Is it going to be enough healing to get through the Cassante? It is just about. The Mundo holds on.
Yep, and that's why I don't like Bramble Mist, because Mundo did not auto-attack him once. But that's okay. Again, you know, close fight there in the top. This is still Cassante's battle to lose right now, as we will see Roa coming in for the Lissandra.
Yeah.
As Source Walker's here going for the dive, but Rigor Mortis is here to sniff it out. Source Walker will be going in onto him. Rigor Mortis is able to slowly get away. The Drowsy is there. It's not going to be enough. The Unstoppable is there, but it will be a trade 1-for-1 unless Carino can get more. But Rigor Mortis does have the Lilia movement speed. Ninja Shoho is here as well. And Cassante went too far. Big shutdown on the side of Rigor Mortis Lilia.
That is huge for the Lilia in this early phase of the game. Instantly now going to have the Andrews. They're going to look for the counterplay on this. The Hui has already roamed up from mid, both mid laners dropping mid wave to try and make something happen, but the Hui is just going to say, you know what, enough of that, I'm going to go back, unless perhaps the Severing Bolt from the sky, the Spiraling Despair gets flashed away from Rigor Mortis. Severing Bolt, super close to landing as well, but Rigor Mortis has the movement on the Lilia. So that was both ults, mid and support gone for the flash of the jungler. Not amazing.
Worth, but also unlucky.
You'd rather have the kill, especially now that is a Lilia that has backed for Swifties and Leandries, especially the pain that this is now causing your bot lane, because that's your Leona stuck in the mid lane while your now Kaisa, who was ahead, is stuck farming alone as Lissandra may have overstepped her bounds mid, but the Zenith Blade's going to miss.
Yeah, I think she's fine. And now, I mean, this is the first time I think Kaisa's felt pressure all game, and Roa has already been completed for this is Lissandra. So already at 22 minutes, already be level 14, level 15. Probably even 16, depending on how well the farming goes and the side scaling here. As 40 grubs will be taken, so it'll be 5 grubs on the side of Omega Goobers, but it will be 1 taken for XSV Pride. They will take the Hex deck. There is Nature's Grass, actually. You are right.
Gonna hit that's good. Oh, it just ran out of space. They didn't quite work that out properly. The calculations were not done in advance, and unfortunately, Kixing is going to pay the price. Uses his ultimate, doesn't quite reach onto anyone.
But you did get Kaisa Flash. Yeah, you take the Kaisa Flash there.
Absolutely. They're going to go for the replay as well, as the ward is instantly destroyed. Welcome to Leona. You don't get to place wards anywhere near her.
I do also think as well he did go Iceborne.
I think Cassante already has.
But it's AP top AP jungle, AP
Mhm.
mid. So
Yeah.
while yes, Mundo does max HP technically, but it's still
Oh, it's
S1.
the triple giant spell tech. Instead of going for that early heart steal, I
Oh,
wonder if he was like 100 gold off, because there is not much of a difference between those items. That's 3k worth of items. That is a heart steal's worth of items in his
I
inventory
think he
right
was
there.
going Warmogs first, and
You
then
think
he
Warmog's
sold
first?
it. Yeah, he was going
Okay.
Warmogs first, and then he sold it.
At that point, just go heart steal, no?
I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's attack, but
I have seen this kind of just stack the base stats because it's better than items in certain situations, but I'm not sure that this is the situation. You're a Mundo that basically scales a lot better than any Cassante ever will, and while Cassante is still forever and ever the ADC destroyer, getting that early heart steal does feel amazing on Mundo. It's not always necessary because things like the Warmogs can give you those heart steal stacks later, and you don't even have to go it at all, if we're being completely honest, but it does feel very nice as there's a look on the top side of a potential gank once more.
Jazz.
All out
Oh,
is popped. Source Walker has his... I mean, that's just a 3-man dive. That's disgusting. You're never escaping that one.
yeah. Unfortunate. Does have the ghost. Doesn't have the flash. No chance he would even survive that.
They're going to get top
And the
tower
grub
off as well.
spawns here, so they actually get the first tower as well. So
Massive
that
play.
is feats
Nice
of
feats.
strength.
Nice feats. Looking back down into this mid lane. No, another
Oh, nice
consequence.
flash there.
Leona stays far forward. The killer instinct can get through a whole massive range distance. Completely mitigates the idea of the nature's grasp. The Kai'Sa has that mobility.
Yep,
But
and Wayne
it's
knew
another
something was
consequence.
up as well.
Yeah, you send the Leona top, and Panda has been making a whole lot of plays on the rest of the map that haven't involved this Kai'Sa. And while she's been finding it pretty fine, farming up an absolute storm up at 140 already, it is costing them in certain regards. But this time around, they kind of get away with it. That's Maokai Flash now gone for the next 4 minutes or so. And all it cost you was your killer instinct. You might not be looking to go in for the next couple minutes anyway. Still 2 minutes away on the next Infernal Drake. Rift Herald spawning in just 5 seconds or so. Definitely playable for the Kai'Sa in the next couple minutes, even without that ult.
Oh, Panda.
Oh, that was nice.
Force. Okay, yeah, Panda is going to keep going in here, but I think this is not ideal for him. He will be rooted up and now will be put
he
to
got hit by the
sleep,
snake.
actually. And that's going to be the Solar Flare dropped, but it won't be enough to save his life. Panda greeting with the flash.
What did he get hit with? Did he get hit with, like,
Lily.
scroll speed over the wall?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. That is kind of crazy. Amazing play by Rigor Mortis. And now, dead Leona, that will hand over at least the bot tier 1, even if nothing else. It looks like it will be traded for the Rift Herald, though. It's why the bot side play was enabled. And it's honestly why the Leona shouldn't really be in that Dragon Pit. You're making a play on the top side. You're grabbing Rift Herald with your jungler. You want to be together with your jungler if you're that support. Standing there alone in the pit. Got greedy, forced out your flash, and you still end up dying in the long play. Not ideal.
Yeah. Very much not ideal. I think that was a miscommunication issue, personally. I think the comms just got cluttered there for them. It is not Heartsteel first
It is
window.
Warmog.
It is Warmogs.
It is
So-
Warlock first. Still has an extra giant spell though, because he bought an extra giant spell along the way. So does he already have Warmog's passive on just a giant spell?
Yeah, I believe so. As
Wow.
now, TP coming in from Hui, they will
Yeah.
drop Rift Herald mid for the Dragon spawn.
All
Infernal
about this
is
mid-flyer right now.
well, it is Infernal Rift too,
It
as the
will be-
cinders litter the fields.
will be the mid-pro guaranteed by the use of that Rift Herald. Very nice use of that indeed, as now the 5v5 looks to take place. All 5 of XCG gonna have to walk into this river, gonna have to find
Oh, Rick
something.
and Mortis got hit. That's gonna be the Solar Flare. They're gonna lock him out completely. That's
Fiery
a
Spear's
huge age. Oh my goodness! And it's a wipe. Ninja Shadow now
Andra?
going in on the other
Hold
side
on.
of the fight.
Nah, he's gone.
I
he get out?
don't think
Did
it
he get out?
matters enough here. It's not going to be
Did he get out?
anything there. A 4-for-1, a wonderful fight there. Panda finding the perfect solar flare onto Rigor Mortis. Rigor Mortis walking into the Hui trap out of all things. Just leading him getting CC chained. At that point, Tristana was the next target and was blown up. Mundo just doesn't have the HP or any resistances and just falls apart completely from it. And a winning fight from the side of Omega Gaming Goobers.
That's a massive fight in the context of this game now. They are up a Drake. They're up nearly 3,000 gold. A lot of it is on the Cassante, not necessarily where you'd say that you want the money. But as he looks to itemize into a lot more of these magic dealing champions, he's going to thrive by having that extra money anyway. So he's going to take it. He still has the Iceborne Gauntlet for a little bit of damage, a little bit of slows as they look for another gank timer. This time on the Mundo once again, keeping on, putting it behind. Only on the Warmogs and a couple of Giant Spells, and the Pathmaker to pop that Spell Shield comes through once again. It's such an easy CC. If the Ude wants to take it, instead he's just going to take 3 turret shots. The Q3 flip back onto the Chaz will do nothing in the end.
Oh, Hui may be dead here.
Hui very well may be dead, but they look like they might have escaped the alcove. Lilia lets them go. Rigor Mortis deciding that the Hui is not worth their time, for one reason or another, allowing a Kralsy player a free escape on that top side.
Oh, Tristana! Nice, able to just find a way to get out as well. The unstoppable
Infernal
from
Rift.
Source Walker.
Infernal Rift strikes again. The extra blast cones added from the fire around the map, allowing for the escape. I love the way that Ninja just keeps on asking the question of Kralsy. Whenever we see him in this lane, we see him always throw that claw forwards. Every time it feels like Kralsy is forced to respond with that fear, in case it happens, as the Chaz is once again caught. He might just win the 1v1, but this is not any old 1v1. This is a 1v1 with a Cassante backing up. It's no longer a 1v1, it's a 1v2 at best. Look back to the mid lane. The Nature's Grasp is going to connect, and here comes Rigor Mortis over the top. They're going to get the first reset potentially onto Voices Are Back. They're going to flash for it as well. Ku should be ending up getting this kill. We will with the Buster Shot eventually, as Panda is forced to run away, but he's going to get caught in the Frozen Tomb. The Swell Seed connects. He can get bonked on by the Lilia. He'll get swin around in a circle. Another kill goes over to Rigor Mortis, but now he's caught by Thriving Despair. Dorsfall comes up. He's now drowsy instead. The Lullaby connects, and so does the Swell Seed, as Carino TPs into the mid lane, and all hell breaks loose once more. I think overall that's just a 2 for 0 though.
Yeah, it is. Really good pick there as well. Kaisa trying to limit test as much damage as possible, not able to get a lot there in the ring. But it's just going to be really hard there as well. It's nice damage onto the...
Passive!
Is he dead?
Blackfire Torch!
Oh my...
Blackfire Torch gets it done. Wow. Not respecting the WQ there from... the W... E run. No. EW. My god, Hui. Not respecting the route. That's the one. The eye in the sky catches the Tristana, walks into the circle, gets rooted even through the W buffer. The Severing Bolt lands, and with just the Blackfire Torch and the passive proc from the play, it's enough to get it done. And that's a really unfortunate death now for Kush as well. He's so close to IE, but he's not quite there, and his counterpart already hitting that 2-item spike on the Kai'Sa. And you start to feel like this could be the turning point. Omega might be able to snowball from here now. They got to find control wards though. That's been there for ages. That has been there for like 5 minutes minimum.
And really the CS leads, you know, the mid lane CS lead is gone as the double burn is completed for the Hui, but the bot lane CS lead is never left for this Kaisa.
Generated early, and it's been carried on through the rest of this game. And it feels like it's just been a steady progression to this point. As another engage comes in on the top side, that will force the runaway from the Lissandra.
Yeah, there's IE, so it is quick Kaisa.
Yeah. Where do we go from here now? The side lanes are pretty well defined. Cassante with Kaedic Rukun, happy to lane into Lissandra.
Chising is eating a bad trade here. Taking a lot of damage before the dragon spawns in 30. So already your Maokai is 60% HP, so you already force it back there. Which means you already get the prio for this as well. Maokai's not able to sapling the river.
They're all late. So, triple back. It's a very late back timer. 20 seconds on the Drake. Tristana only just gets into Fountain with 15 seconds on the timer. They might just be too late to contest this. This is the sole point of Infernal Soul going the way, potentially, of Omega if this is handed over. The mid-prio definitely is uncontestable at this point. Kai'Sa one-shotting these creeps, so they're just going to hit it straight down. But here comes the TP flank all the way around the back. Ninja Shaw gets spotted, walking over
GC?
Carino though, as the Nature's Grasp hits
It's
once more
Panda.
just onto Panda. They're going to look to turn onto Kingching though, and he will get absolutely chunked the hell out of. The Spiraling Despair is massive. There goes the Maokai, and Ninja Shoho as well is getting super low, but he's staying alive for now. The Shaz also staying alive on the maximum dosage, is popping off on the Mundo, as he just doesn't give a single damn.
Oh, the
He takes a massive amount of damage, but the damage is more so onto Panda. The Mundo escapes with a slither of health, and somehow that's actually a good fight for Pride.
Yeah, I mean, really good flank is there. Kai'Sa not able to do a lot that fight.
They're going to
Not
keep going
able
on
to
this.
drop constant DPS. And I think it's now just the TP. They are going to go for the re-engage here. Sourcewalker heals up a little
Both
bit.
junglers are so low. Both
Yeah.
of them stuck at about half HP, and the root is going to hit onto the Lilia. That is a dead horse if ever I saw one. There it goes finally. Carino gets another, but here now, he may have overstepped his own bounds. That's a massive shutdown handed over to an ADC who's already hit 2 items. Not what you wanted if you're Omega, and that's now the Source Walker going as well. So sure, you lost your jungler. Oh well, let's keep on fighting. Let's keep winning these fights. A massive turnaround, and that will be denial of soul point as well. We're going 2-2 on Drakes unless the voice of the back has something to say about it with the help of his mid lane, with the help of his support. They
It's a
don't
flash
quite
from
land the Severing
Keesing.
Bolt, but that is a
It's dead
humongous
again.
play by the Maokai. Flashing forward, engage Maokai is a thing. You should be scared of it if you're an ADC anywhere near this guy. Massive play, guarantees that Drake, and maybe even a look at the Baron or the Atakan.
So,
No Kai'Sa for 30 seconds.
unfortunate 2 fights from Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa, last fight, Lissandra ulted and focused on by Mundo, so they pretty much got popped instantly. They respawn, walk to the fight again, get insta-flashed on by Maokai, and they die again. 2 really, really unlucky fights from it as well. It was very well played from the beginning half of the fight from Omega, but it's... now you're just starting to question, is Tristana online enough to contest? Because Kai'Sa has just died 3 straight times.
And he really has leveled out that kind of ADC gold diff we were considering earlier in this game. It looks like Tristana's probably ahead now in gold. And approaching that 3rd item, going something with the Last Whisper. Not sure if he's going to build the anti-heal with it as well into the Udyr. I wouldn't mind it. But could just go with the Lord Dominic's, be old school. Either way, 3-item Tristana is not a sight that anyone wants to see right now. An absolute terrifying prospect, as both the Voracious Atakan, the GA Atakan, and the Baron are on the map right now, as Sourcewalker smiting, gonna take down that blue buff eventually. Thought he might lose that to Rigor Mortis, but they will definitely lose that mid-tier 1.
Yeah, they just get the push in as well. Tristana now probably able to have her item soon. Back from that, Chaz just
fine.
now at the point where he can just start surviving.
Yeah, more than surviving, he is thriving in this lane. He doesn't actually care about Cassante. He does care the fact that he exists, because it gives him grass snacks, and it gives him Heartsteel. That was 31 max HP, plus whatever the grass stack was as well. More than more than a fine trade for the Mundo, I'm sure, as he can just keep on catching these waves, keep on scaling into the later portion of the game, and suddenly everyone's attention has to shift to this top side. We're still 3 minutes away from the next Drake, and no one's at 3 either, so there's no soul on the table. Things like this now suddenly become very doable.
We've kind of hit the lull of the game where people just want to constantly start farming and scaling. We've kind of hit that point where it lulls down, everything starts to slow down. You take small objective fights.
Ooh, Ninja Shoho gonna get forced out of this one. I really am interested who got the blue buff. It looks like Cassante got it for his team. Well done, sir. Indeed, Carino grabbing that buff, and now they're going to get double buffs as well. 25 minutes has been hit, so everyone gets all the buffs from the buffs when they're taken. Massive team-wide stats. A little bit healing, a little bit mana regen.
Now I have to see what Kai'Sa goes here. Chooses to stop her reset, but this is LDR most likely for Tristana.
I think
Kai'Sa's
doing something out of a zeal but I'm not sure what. I feel like there are so many things that build out of Zeal nowadays that we're not even going to find out. Could be a whole multitude of things. That does remove the flicker blade from contention, though. So maybe, is that something like the rapid fire cannon?
Ugh.
Kaiser? Don't like it if it is, but I'm here to be proven wrong. If it does happen, it does. But with all the considerations towards this top side, Carino thinks that he can play the weak side very, very far forward, and he might just be about to be proven wrong as there are 4 members here to chase him out of the bot side. Can he survive this 1v4? Maokai actually abandons now. It's only just a 1v3, but they still think they have enough numbers. The Tristana, most importantly, is the one that's down here. The forces out the flash already. I think that losing your flash here is a little bit too much. He delays.
Yeah, but it's a good trade.
They do get the Voracious out to Khan. So
Yeah,
2.5 minutes of GA.
He flashed to buy as much time as possible.
Did they ever get there if he doesn't? The Lily is stuck on bot lane. I think they probably get it anyway.
Yeah. And that's going to be Leona ultimate
Very
missing right
careful.
there.
His
But
head
it's
connects as well. He forces himself into the Frozen Tomb, and they're just playing this with Voracious out to Khan. They did not give anything. They just go straight for it, diving under the turret as well on the top side as the Chaz is trying to 1v1 against Sourcewalker. He doesn't quite have the damage though on this Mundo right now as the trades come through. Voices are back, just about gonna get withdrawn, but the spiraling despair is absolutely humongous. The fear landing on Takushi, flashes over the wall, buzzes shots away the Leona, but it might not be enough as the Jaws come from the ground and Quality Player gets another kill in this game. 4-1-8 already on the way. Every one of his teammates though has withdrawn already. He might look to get some more kills on the way out though, because he is a giga-fed Hui. A 5th kill just at the end there. Overall, what is that? Like a 4 for 5, but they're all GAs? So the tempo play allows them to get to the dragon.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 for 5, but it's a 4 for
5,
4.
but there's no kills.
Yep. In reality, it's a 4 for 0, or like a 4 for 2, is the amount of gold you get.
Yeah. 200 gold per. It's definitely more than it once was when it was released, but it's still not quite the same thing as getting those kills, especially that shutdown you'd have loved to get from Quality Player on the side of Pride. Instead, it's just going to have to settle with the split push that Mundo provides, getting that top tier 1 off the board. Very nice injection into the Mundo, already on the Spirit Visage as well. He is getting a little bit harder for this Hui to deal with, but still, Kaiser existing on crit, and it's a Runans coming through, trying to get all those plasma procs onto everyone. I don't mind it, as all eyes now have to turn over to this Baron. 5 minutes away from a soul fight. Nothing else to do apart from have a look at this big old worm in the top side.
Yeah, and thoughts on Udyr's build, Ro? The
I told you
Andres
it's a mess.
into Riftmaker?
I told you it is a mess. Udyr is an amalgamation of 1,000 different champions, and Spirit Visage after all of it just kind of sums it up pretty nicely, I think.
Oh, interesting. So now we have double heal cut on the side of Omega.
Yeah.
Because you have Hui buying heal cut, and you have Cassandra who bought heal cut first.
Very powerful into Lilia as well. A lot of healing she gets in her kit, especially things around the Riftmaker as well. Tristana buying a Vamp Scepter into this right now. Feels like Bloodthirster is the logical next step, as the worm may look to be started here. Quality Player voices
Yeah, they are.
all in the area. Blue Ward does spot them out instantly the second that this objective starts, but they get through it pretty damn fast on this crit Kaiser. They might look to peel off it though. They're going to pop the spell shield. The Banshee's Veil going to get destroyed from Rigor Mortis. The Zenith Blade doesn't connect, but the Solar Flare does. The Q3 is massive from Carino, but here comes Ninja right into the backline. He is
right here
in the backline. Humongous throws even the massive lilting lullaby over the top. Carino manages to dodge most of it by going all out himself, but the backline is where the punishment is coming through. The Rigor Mortis is playing out of his mind right now, and he's allowing Kush to go absolutely nuclear. Unfortunately, he oversteps his bounds a little bit too much, but all the kills go over to the Lilia, apart from that one, because the voice of the back still isn't done quite yet. Does he still fall to the burn?
No, if Rigor Mortis doesn't go for that play, they could get Baron. Oh, Rigor Mortis got so greedy and baited by the Kaisa barrier. Oh no,
so
but
tempting.
A wonderful, wonderful return fight for the side of
3 for
XSV.
4. A massive play overall in this game. Mid-tier 2 will fall, so There is something to be taken, if nothing else, but it's not quite the same as having that Baron buff on your side, especially when these side lane tier 2s are still up and available. It's going to leave a slightly bitter taste in the mouths, but still a humongous team fight. And now that you've done it once, you know that you can win multiple team fights by playing it the same way. It did come with a humongous lilting lullaby. That might not be the most replicable thing, but now there is no summoners left on the Kai'Sa. No flash on Udyr. Hwei still has no flash. Rigor Mortis, if he can find another humongous play like that, he didn't even have to use his own flash to find all of those sleeps in that fight. If he can do that again, that could split this game wide open for Pride.
Yeah, I mean, Omega just went for the play on the Baron, seeing what they can get, see if they can bait the fight. They got the fight, and they still lost it. So now you're starting to questioning whether the fight is takeable again. Ninja is always ahead of level because of Roa this game.
Yep.
But, I mean, if Rigor Mortis doesn't go for the greed kill there onto the Kai'Sa,
No Korea.
it's actually just Baron, because the other people can just tank it perfectly. Speaking of Baron,
Speaking
it
of Baron.
started right back up again. It's
We are in the
9K
bowling
already.
alley. There are definitely ways for the Lilia to get the Swole Seeds into this pit with the long sightline afforded by this specific Baron. Chaz on the top side, maximum dosage, Ghost runs the hell away, and now Kixing thinks that he's found Carino, but Carino thinks he's found Kixing. A very awkward dynamic there as the support and top lane had a little battle to see who had who, as that's a full HP Mundo. Welcome to Warmogs, welcome to Mundo, as that's now going to force
GC?
away everyone on Omega, and they could look for the slow chase here. There's no top tier 1 turret for them to play around on Omega. They might just be forced away, but no, instead Pride also going to disengage. There is soul spawning for Omega if they don't play this safely. Taking the Baron, giving away the permanent buff of the soul could be game ending, so they're just going to take their time, learn from that previous mistake, learning from that overstep, as they've already hit such impressive item spikes. They think they can just win the soul fight instead and delay the soul by another 5 minutes.
Oh. I mean, this is antsy.
They're going to play the bush cheese. Sourcewalker needs to be careful walking up that far. He's going to go unstoppable.
Oh,
On his E, but oh my god, Cheeksing goes way deep. Humongous damage onto Sourcewalker. That Spiraling Despair will get the Maokai eventually. 2 for 1 actually is the Kai'Sa. Killer Instinct onto the backline, found the Tristana. The Lissandra trades it back on the other side, but that is a dead Lilia as well. I was stumbling on words because I'm absolutely shocked what's happened here. The Chaz should be fine, honestly, in the 1v3 for quite a while, but he's getting taken very low. Doesn't pop the Black Shield just in time. Will eventually fall the shutdown. Handed over to Udyr. That is now Infernal Soul, the worst case scenario. That is a crazy play that the Voices of Back has found onto a double summon of Tristana, and it worked.
That was crazy. I mean, it was just perfect, actually. I mean, Cheesing did try to go super far in, able to get the wave, but they weren't just able to burst them because everyone else just got feared from the other side of the fight. So everything just started to fail for them.
Yeah.
That fight just broke down way too fast, and they just weren't able to get enough into it going into the tank. Tristana not able to DPS there. Lissandra, yes,
Got
she
blown
does
up
live.
instantly that fight.
Yeah.
She got a single plasma proc dunked on her face by the Voices of Back, and it deleted her whole health pool. Now completely critted out are both ADCs. Actually, no, Tristana's still missing a crit item. I withdraw that previous statement. On the Bloodthirst instead, as Carino might find himself a little bit caught here. Gonna get rooted up, gonna get smashed back away, gonna get even stuck in the Frozen Tomb, but he has an insane amount of tenacity afforded by the upgraded Merch Red, so he'll be more than fine. Tristana, not Tristana, Lissandra ult for nothing, effectively. Not the ideal play, as Baron still going to be contested over. Now there is Elder in 5 minutes' time. Is there a way back in that Pride can really find? They have to get this Baron, surely.
Yeah. You have to
Feels
find
like
a
that is the
fight
only way.
where Lilia can dance for 20, 30 seconds.
Doesn't
You
feel
know,
like
like-
that's the type of fight that's going to be afforded to them right now. The Voices of Back does so much burst damage. I'll be shocked if the Lilia is able to dance for 5 seconds, let alone 20, 25, 30. It's going to be near impossible for this Lilia to be prancing around that long. We saw how quickly that Kai'Sa can destroy the Tristana. I wouldn't be shocked if it did carry over, but In the meantime, the Chaz still going to keep pushing in the side lane. He is just going to tank up the turret so his minions stay alive. Demolish proc, and there is turret going to fall. 700 more gold into the Mundo's pocket, but right now, this Mundo approaching full build. I honestly don't think that Omega even care about his side push.
Yeah. It's not really that big of a deal for him. As well as you have to look at the levels now. Lissandra does not have enough mana, personally, for any good fight. So,
Back on the top side.
any fight she does have to take, she has to back and TP into it. But I really think that it's just hard now because you do have Infernal Soul Wei, and you have Infernal Soul Kaisa, who already has so much damage. Now it just gets even more.
That is pretty difficult to go up into. It's going to be an uphill battle, but things like the Baron, things like Elder spawning in 3 minutes, they do weird things to teams, right? You don't get to play around Elder every game. Sometimes it doesn't even make it to Baron. And you know instinctively how punishing these different buffs are when you lose them or when you claim them for your own side. It makes people play a little bit different. It makes the clutch players really come into their own, as we're going to see a little bit more posturing here. The vision removal as Quality player looks to get collapsed on here. Kingching, it has the flash if he really wanted to go, but he doesn't. Instead, going to get spiraling spared on. Quality is going to get run under the turret. The Chaz completely disrespecting that tier 2.
Oh
he
my
doesn't
God.
care. And Jinxing on the other side manages to survive. How does the Maokai survive that? The Locket of the Iron Solari proving its worth. It's how has he survived? I have no idea.
Well, just like you said it. Honestly, you jinxed it, Ro.
I did.
I mean,
I'm incredible at it, I know.
That Mundo just says Mundo goes where he pleases and walks straight into that. But the problem is that the Baron is started, but it's hard. This is post
Sourcewalker, though. Sourcewalker fell. They have no jungler. If you just play the smite angle here, you don't even need to fight. You can turn if you want, sure, 3v4, you can turn to fight. They're going to do exactly that as the Frozen Tomb onto Ninja just to keep himself alive. The Cassante gets deleted by the nearly full build Tristana. Panda forced to flash away as Kush tries to flash forward, gets one more auto, and that is a dead Leona as well. And now it is Kaisa against the world. He has a mid laner, he has a jungler spawning in the next 5-10 seconds, but there should be at least mid-tier 3 unless there is no wave to be considered. Chaz doesn't care about wave. How many turret shots could he tank right now, honestly? Give me a number.
Oh, we're at 6.
I think he
7,
can get 15.
8. 8 shots.
He doesn't care. He still has Warmogs. He doesn't care at all.
He will heal, and it is Baron as well.
Yeah. And they're going to have to be careful of the end angle here as the Nature's Grasp is going to take them under the Nexus turrets. The Swell Seed only lands on Sourcewalker, but the Tristana is destroying these Nexus turrets. The turret rat is performing efficiently, if nothing else. The Nexus is now completely exposed. With the voice in the back is huge on the backline, but Rigor Mortis and Kush clean it up at the end. I thought for a second, for a millisecond, that we were going to get a little bit of shenanigans going on, but they don't mess about trying to get the kills. They just take the Nexus itself, and that is XSV Pride taking down game 1 in the series. Woo, what a game.
What a heartbreak for Omega. I mean, that's really what this game is. It's straight up a heartbreak if you look at all of the numbers as we get into the game. That is a tilter.
Infernal
that is a
Soul
straight up tilter.
for absolutely nothing. We pointed out before, especially you harped on it, if it's even at 35-40 minutes, it does start to favor the side of the Pride, and you were completely right in that statement, right? The Tristana was such a massive factor in how that game ended and how it progressed as well to get to that point. A couple of auto attacks and destroying turrets, destroying champions, even things like the Leona with the Eclipse Shear, with the Randuins, Tristana still melting through them like they are butter. It was so close up to that point, but the team fight in the end, come 40 minutes, just slightly led the way of XSV Pride, and they ran away with it from there.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's such a heartbreak, personally. Because you know that was just their game to lose.
Yeah, definitely had their opportunities, did the side of Omega, but Unfortunately, opportunities don't count for anything unless the other team's Nexus falls, which unfortunately for Omega it did for them this game. We'll be back with Game 2 in a couple minutes where we'll see if Omega can look to turn their fortunes around or if we're going to be out in here with a 2-0. We'll be back in a minute.
Go when you had the answer and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it away. While you were barely aware, you learned that day. Cut off so much, hardly remained. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. You'll force it to yield. You'll forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago. But you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again you found the answer and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of BOL Diamond Week 3, where we just saw Omega Goobers lose in a heartbreak of a fashion.
Absolutely. It was one of the rougher games, I think, we're going to see of them this split. It is their first game as well. Hopefully it's not a sign of things to come, but XSV Pride managed to find a way, and now all access to those previous 10 champs completely gone, heading into a very fresh, very new draft. What do you think needs to change for Omega as they look to kind of bounce back from such a heartbreak?
We don't have full AP Udyr.
Okay, that's a good start.
I think that's a really good start for us.
Yeah.
But I also think as well is that just have to play a bit more respectful of our timers.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they do exactly that as this draft will begin. We see the Yi ban, the Viego ban, and the Jinx already coming in. Looks like Omega gonna get rid of the Talia as well. Very different bans from what we saw in game 1, if I'm not mistaken. I think we saw the Yi, but I don't remember anything else.
Oh, yeah, it was a
That was a long
Yi
time ago.
Jinx. It was Yi Jinx and Gwen ban game 1 for XSV, and now
That makes
it's
sense not to.
Yi Jinx Jax ban. It is Viego Talia. May see the Mel again.
I mean, it feels like Omega are forced into either giving Mel or Gwen. It's kind of a pick your poison moment. They have to get rid of the Gwen because of the Jax ban. Jax has risen in priority as a response into the Gwen recently, so taking that away on the side of the Pride, basically saying to the Omega, we will take Gwen if you give it to us. If you don't, then fine. We'll play something else. Something else appears to be Lucian locked in first. Not the most common ADC seen around recently, but after a game 1 like that on the Tristana, Kush feeling very comfortable, very happy to go a little bit more exploratory, going onto the Lucian. Very interested to see what they paired that up with in the bot lane. If it even does go bot lane, could it go mid? Are we getting Lucian mid stuff? Like Ivan?
No, come on. Come on.
Nah, but that'd be fun though.
Yep, there's the Navi pick away.
Yoink. Yeah, typical. Can't have anything nice on your side. You take a Lucian, you're not allowed Nami. Still things like the Melio available. So, by no means the end of the world. Even the Lulu to some extent as well. But the power provided by Nami not going to be there this time around, as the Omega Goobers, they're kind of stuck, backed into a corner. They're going to take a Xin Zhao, very nice pairing with the Nami. But looking towards their AD pool, what do you really want to see into whatever the solution goes?
So we do lose our kind of our best way in for it with the Lucian Navi.
Yeah.
So now we could do probably Lucian Melia.
Yeah.
Oh, I do think that would probably be the best second option. And it's Nico.
Okay.
That is not Melio.
That's not Melio. It's not even an enchanter. That is the... It's the I want priority in my lane if I'm going support. There is a slim chance that I will hold on to for now that it does go mid. We see Nico support rise a lot. Nico mid has basically fallen off. I think last time it was really popular was kind of Worlds 2023. Saw it quite a bit. There was a little bit in the LEC as well. Jackies, for one, really enjoyed playing Nico last year. This year, haven't seen it at all. Wukong taken into Xin Zhao. If we assume for a second this Nico is headed down to the Lucian, is there anything that Omega Goobers can play where they'll be happy in the bot lane?
Because
I'm not seeing it.
It's Nico support.
I'm not seeing anything that makes you happy in that bot lane at all.
Tristana gone.
Tristana's
Jinx
gone.
gone. Kaisa gone.
What if you take something like a Sivir and just scale? I don't know.
Never
Whatever their
Nami?
choice is.
Could go
Whatever
Chen
their-
Nami. Especially with you having the Auroras in. Jin could provide some nice damage for you to shoot from a long shot away. But
whatever that choice will be, we'll have to wait for this next rotation of bands, as it is the Aurora take, and you pointed out, a very nice pairing. Also has a lot of flexibility. They're going to take away the Galio instantly as well. So no default answer into this Aurora, as the Corky will get taken away. That's a pairing I hadn't thought of, but that would be quite annoying for XSV Pride. So they're going to get rid of that. Corky and Jin ban, and then just see what they want to do.
Yeah, I think you have to ban Jin. I mean, what else can you even go? Can you go Ezreal Nami?
I don't like it.
You can go Zeri Nami, but it's not ideal.
Things like
Or
the
got banned
Cogmore
away as
also,
well.
you think of things that work well with enchanters instead of the more typical engage supports. Cogmore rises in priority. It's going to be the Camille taken away. So maybe a little bit of a hint towards what the Pride want to go in the top lane instead. They don't want to get a counterpick Camille thrown at them. Already got rid of the Jax as well. So maybe there's a little bit of protection going on there, but now surely it's just going to be Jin on 4.
Well, it could be Jin.
Ezreal?
Could...
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's a bit of an awkward combo.
I don't like it.
That's awkward. That feels really awkward for me to think how they're able to play this lane. Lucian Nico versus Ezreal Nami. Unless it's lethal tempo Ezreal.
Even then, Nico in a lane. Nico in a lane is just not a fun champion.
And Bessa.
Very strong top laner. Pretty blindable as well. Now you got rid of the Camille, something that can match the damage output. If you take
Renekton
tank
is
top,
still up.
Renekton, sure. That's quite a similar type of matchup to the Camille, where it's just kind of down to who has the better laning phase, who can really power through the mid game. But if you take a tank top for Omega right now, you could. Oh, it's Nico mid at least.
Oh.
So Nico into Aurora taken by Pride.
Okay.
He's sent into the bot side. You pointed out the Renekton as the final answer is taken in the end. I don't mind it overall, but I feel like you're very damage heavy, and your front line is reliant on the Xin Zhao and the Renekton providing a lot more than the sum of their parts. Things like the Crescent Guard, like the Dominus, even to some extent the healing that will come through from the Nami. You have to find a way to keep this Lucian out, because if he gets anywhere near the back line, I think it could just be game over.
Okay. Ugh. I don't know. I think Nico will suffer. Just because don't think it's very easy at all for any type of matchup like this to just be effective for them.
Yeah.
Honestly, have to see how the early game cheese goes for the Elise Lucian.
Yeah, I think a lot of our eyes this game are going to be on this bot side. This is going to be a whole lot more volatile than that game 1 draft was, and that was a Tristana into a Kai'Sa with 2 engage supports. Now you're looking at Lucian plus an Elise. If Elise doesn't get ahead, then she will fall off an absolute cliff come 15-20 minutes. Ezreal Nami on the other side, definitely you have your timings where you're more powerful. Early Sheen back with a tier can definitely compete. If you hit your Triforce right on time, things like that, you have opportunities. But overall, I feel like the Pride have just kind of gone for this insane amount of damage. We're going to overwhelm you with our pure frontline damage coming through. And I don't know if Omega are going to have the response to it. Because the dive looks insane.
Yeah, I think that I like Lucian Elise just to kill lane, get as much pressure as possible for it. But it really just depends on the early cheeses. See what we can get here. But do you have anything else, Ro, before we take a small break?
I honestly don't. I am waiting with the most anticipation I think I've had for a draft in quite a while, because this is extremely volatile. I would love to be proven wrong by the Ezreal army. I would love to see it thrive into this lane, but if it gets behind, I don't think there's anything more oppressive. So I cannot wait to see how this one will go. We'll be back in a couple minutes after we've gone through the client draft and the spectator delay with this game 2 for you all between the series of XSV Pride and Omega Goobers. We'll be back in bed. Hello, welcome back to the series between XSV Pride and Omega Goobers. We are loading on Thrift for Game 2, already getting out. Crazy draft we had coming in. The Ezreal army into the Lucian Elise will be our main focus, and it looks like that is definitely the main focus of Omega as they send basically everyone down here just to try and get some early vision because they're going to need it.
Yeah, trying to see if it'll be a response in the cheese, but I don't think it'll be happening soon. Only way, realistically, is Lucian to walk in, but there's already backs coming in on the side. 3 people already reset. It was a ward dropped for the Zinza, I believe.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Just trying to get... Go for the middle bush instead of the forward bush is definitely a choice.
yeah, I think you need to. I think you need as much pressure as you can.
Like things like the minutia of which bush do you put the ward in, I find very interesting. If you're playing this game, where do you want that ward? Do you want it in the furthest forward bush? Do you want it middle bush? Do you want it closer to you?
Probably want it in the middle bush for most control.
Okay. It's always interesting to see people's ideas and what they actually want coming out, but we are already into this early lane phase. The Ezreal gonna get that early push, basically having 2 auto attacks. So does the Lucian, I guess.
Oh,
with his
it's
own
a
passive.
Q start, Nami.
Very aggressive. I wouldn't recommend it, personally. I would much rather...
Or,
play-
not Q start Nami, I'm sorry, Q start Elise.
Okay,
I believe.
right. I was going to say, level 2s have been hit by the Nami Ezreal. And
Yep, there we go. They're going to instantly engage on the Panda.
Go on to level 2. Crazy timer just found. And Kingsing will go 1-for-1 here, but they might even make it a 2-for-1. Ezreal gonna flash over the wall to try and get, and they have the ward in the alcove, but there's the dash over the wall from Kush. He's looking to wrap this up, dodges the Mystic shot, and that is a 2-for-1.
Well, that's everything.
Yep.
So, and we're off to the races. The timing perfect level up there on Elise. Played that bait perfectly, able to just completely burst down Panda, make him waste every summoner spell as well, so just as soon as you were able to confirm it, you're able to get it. Barrier was held onto by Ezreal, but he knew that there was no point in even popping it, because Lucian hadn't even popped his, so it would have just at the worst been a trade-up, but you don't necessarily force it out. Really good fight there from XSV's bot lane.
Yeah, a massive fight, and not all the gold going exactly where you want it, but giving some gold to Elise support, you're not exactly going to complain, as here come the junglers. One cleared bottom to top, the other cleared top to bottom, and top to bottom gets to get down to this bot lane after clearing all those camps. He did skip those Krugs on that first rotation, did the Wukong of Rigor Mortis, but he'll find himself some crab meat that is more than satisfactory in the meantime. The Cocoon did land on the Arcane Shift Ezreal, so a good idea for the timing, but unfortunately Not quite there with the Ezreal having that great escape, but
Oh,
another
onto
cocoon
Panda
lands.
again.
Panda has to be super careful. The electrocute does so much in these fights. He's already out half HP. Now the Ezreal very far forward in this lane. Kixie's going to turn back around, and now the voice to back is basically forced to barrier. Otherwise, he might just die. There it goes, and he still falls throughout it all. The dive on top side only forcing the flash out the ambassador. Sourcewalker nearly falls the turret as well. That was flash for flash, top for jungle, as the feat of warfare has been claimed by the bot side of Pride alone.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Wait a second. Renekton needs to be careful. He may actually get solo killed if Chaz kept
He
going
just
forward.
flashed. Renekton's just
Oh,
flashed.
my God.
So that's a 2-for-1 flash play from the Chaz.
Wow. I mean, Sourcewalker, he almost just ended his own life for free.
He
Going
did.
for
was
that
pretty close.
overforce onto the tower. Rigor Mortis stayed bot side, played the play correctly. Ezreal going super aggressive, trying to get as much as he can, trading backwise. Again, pops his barrier. Lucian still hasn't used a singular summoner spell yet. And it's just another free trade for him.
Yeah,
And now
speaking of free trades, hello, Ambessa. How are you today? Renekton gets his rage up in the end. He's probably pretty angry about how that trade transpired. He has the Cull the Meek if he wants to try and get some of the health back. But Ambessa, throughout every phase of the game, is always so potent, as he will in fact go in. Overall, it's workable. Pushes the wave under. Ambessa happy to farm under the tower. But that's not the top story coming out of this early game. The top story is how far ahead this Lucian Elise are. Already 3 kills on just the bot side alone.
Yeah, Sorkshoe's first item is well completed. Elise now just getting all the pressure she can. Panda walks into another cocoon.
He does not miss. The Ignite gets it. Wow.
Panda's just playing completely disrespectful at this point. He's just walking into it constantly. Chaz is going to go in on Karina, but there is
Ominous.
the Renekton.
Yeah,
it's going to be the public execution.
Sourcewalker's going to be there, but he's just too late.
Yeah, he has no flash.
Gets the wave under, though. Are they going to go for the dive? He's forced away from the wave. Okay. Wow. What an early
Ezreal.
No. Okay, he has Arcane Shift at least.
Able to hand check that one.
Yeah.
But is Grubs started?
It will be Grubs for Drake, though, with Rigor Mortis happily trading on the bot side. We've panned down to bot again because it matters so much. The push in this lane is awful right now. Another cocoon lands. This poor Nami has not had a second to breathe. And the second you think that a bubble might land, Kixing straight into the skies. You can't hit him when he doesn't exist on the map anymore. And I think overall this Nami a little bit frustrated by how this early game has gone.
Another thing as well is Chemtech Dragon was secured. So Rigor Mortis will now be going for the invade onto the Gromp, but Zen will meet him there.
Yeah, I think he might just be able to get out in time. No smite, though, after smiting that Drake, as the Aurora looks for a roam timer to come down to this bot lane. The Nico will follow. There is no more wave in mid lane, as both laners want to pork in. They know the Wukong is here. They know they want to fight, but they don't know about where this Aurora has got to. The level 7 Aurora finally goes between worlds, gets all 3 of them stuck in the massive circle, and that would be Rigor Mortis. He thought he could make a play for his team, but he got caught out a little bit too far away from home. And Ninja Shoho just a couple seconds behind in that rotation. That roam timer down doesn't quite get in there at the same time as the Aurora, and a big play back now on the other side. 2 kills on the Ezreal.
Yeah, no. I mean, very well played there. Able to bait Rigor Mortis going in completely. Chaz.
Okay.
Very close fight.
Yeah. Masses of damage retained from that mid lane roam down. Kush and Kixing have to be very careful. That was Kush's flash as well, as the Dominus is popped. Chaz is just going to try and publicly execute him, keep him under the turret as long as possible. Rigor Mortis doesn't even have Cyclone here. He might lose this 1v1. The Renekton has barely any health remaining, but he still is able to proxy the wave in front of the Wukong's face. He might not get away with it, though. There is an Elise already coming over here. Kixing knows he must be in this bush. There he goes, puts the wall down, hits the cocoon. Beautiful land. They might even just about send the kill over to Ninja Shoho as well. rewarding the roam timing. He lost the wave mid, but he gets the kill instead.
Yeah, no, well played there by Renekton. It's, of course, it is just the counter to Mbessa, the CS lead. Mbessa not really able to farm, more focused on the trading, and eventually just was straight punished for it by the Source Walker pressure. And Source Walker is ahead, constantly just invading now, getting as much as he can.
That's red buff as well. It's a big one.
Yeah. No,
Big
he's
early camp.
tempo ahead. He's a lot better. Tempo ahead wise right now. Able to see what he can get going forward. Rick and Mortis probably has some idea that he's lost a couple of things. But yeah, that is the
Definitely going
Aurora
to find out in a
damage.
couple seconds. Headed down into the bot side camps, and suddenly no Raptors available for him. Also going to find that his red buff has been taken. Just the Krugs available for the Wukong, and Xin Zhao now gets to hear his own side jungle. It's going to give him about a 3-4 camp lead, as the Chaz really cannot afford to be taking any of these trades right now. The Renekton is spiking. Before he even hits the Eclipse, he is already better. After he hits the Eclipse, it's going to be even worse for the Chaz. He can get a bloody Petal under his tower, but that feels like about all he's allowed to auto right now.
Yeah, it's
They're
starting to
growing
go
up
really
again.
hard.
Is
Oh,
he going to get out?
no, he's...
Sourcewalker tanks 2 turret shots to just deny the back, and I think that's Carino saying, "You're mine this time." Between Worlds used as well, so at least something is paid for. The Renekton doesn't even get the assist on that, by the way. That is an 0-2 Ambessa and a 1 KP Renekton. But Nico gets the push in mid. TP on Aurora, it's not even punished. You get a plate. Wow.
Well, Nico and Aurora, champions of doing half your HP as soon as you appear.
Yeah, that's Luden's as well. Ninja, very fast on that.
Yeah, Void Groves are up. Of course, definitely think you should fight this if you're blue. Should be a lot easier for you to take. I did give it up earlier for the Dragon. Of course, Dragon is up in 30 seconds. It's going to be the Clouds Dragon, so we could have a Hextech Rift, another Infernal Rifts, maybe Ocean Mountain.
Yeah. Lots
What are you
of
going
good
for,
options.
bro?
I think we're getting Hextech. It's been a while. I would love to see the Hex Gates appear on the Rift as
I think if it's
Ezreal-
Hextech, it's insanely good for Lucian.
yeah, absolutely. Especially if they
I
can
think
get the
actually
soul.
Hextech is just insane for both teams here because they have so many easy ways to proc it.
Yeah. So, of course, we are quite a ways away from that soul, especially if Omega do take this Drake, which it looks like they will do. So we're now 1-1 on Drake, 15 minutes at the earliest from the soul. So quite a ways away from that. In the meantime, looking at these item spikes that have already come across on our scoreboard. Hey, I got it right. Lucian, 2-0-2, has the Essence Reaver. Now, very far behind is that Ezreal, as that's kind of disgusting. Not your jungle anymore.
Yeah.
Both mid laners have Ludens. Xin Zhao has managed to get the Sunder Sky a little bit faster than the Wukong's going to get his Triforce. And the Eclipse on the top side, I think, is the massive one right now. The Chaz is down 2 whole levels, and he's into an Eclipse Renekton. I'm surprised he's allowed to get any farm here, ever.
Yeah, and he is down 40 already, so...
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah, honestly, it's a horror show.
Nice shield timer. Does manage to mitigate most of that one, but that might just be the exception that proves the rule is the Chaz is going to be bullied out from his own turret. Carino doesn't even care about taking plates. He's already taken 3 of them. He doesn't feel like he needs a 4th right now, as he's already opened such a massive lead. He can...
Oh, Nico?
Ooh, very far forward. A massive amount
Yeah,
of damage.
Nico's dead. Yep, she's one shot. Oh my...
Oh! I had to hold our breath there because we weren't
Ooh.
quite sure. The flash came through in the end, and the auto attack was just about sent out in time by a Quality player who now is able to farm up these plates in the mid lane. There's no more wave just yet, so job done for that player.
Flash.
Flash. That was Elise Flash for Ezreal. Voices not able to withstand the pressure that this Elise is putting onto the bot lane, but
Oh, wait,
speaking of
insta
pressure,
ult from Carino.
yeah.
But the wave's cleared.
Wade is indeed cleared, and they can look for this dive right now. Ambessa trying to get the back off, but the minions are going to cancel it. Has to walk up, going to go for the insane public
Sourcewalker.
execution, and he completely outplays Sourcewalker. Carino as well has to be very careful. Quality has roamed up here once again. This poor top laner has not been able to lane alone for the past 15 minutes of the game, and we're already 14 minutes in. Quality will get the kill. The tower will fall to the Renekton as well. It was so well played for the Chaz, but even then, still not quite enough, and the counterplay just isn't there right now, as teleport from Renekton will save this mid turret too, even though he does a massive chunk. Jesus, he has ult.
Ninja Shohu
He
could
go for this.
Yeah.
Ooh, good
Nice.
flash.
Force the flash. Force the flash. So, fun fact, now feats of strength will be determined by the next objective. And both Dragon and Herald will be coming up at the same time.
Close enough. Rift Herald spawning at 16 minutes, so we got about 80 seconds on that. About 120 on the first Cloud Drake of the game.
No, it's not Cloud.
Hectic Drake.
It's
I got lied to in the top left, okay? That's not my fault.
It's okay, right? It's a billion-dollar company. You can't fix a small bug like that.
I knew it was Hextech as well, because I saw the Hextech Hexgates activate. I knew it. Oh well. Either way.
It's okay. We all get baited.
Yeah. Baited is
unfortunately for Chaz,
he's not even allowed his own wave, man. It's slowly dying while the Renekton is bleeding this Ambessa dry. The issue is you can't even like send someone else to go deal with it, right? It doesn't get any better. Like ever, right? Because you can't
doesn't
send
get any better early game. Whoa, wait a second. Is that Symbiotic Souls Nico?
It is. Yeah, that's
the
thing now. Symbiotic Souls are amazing. I will stand by this. 4-second recall plus Moby Boots. It's just what Moby Boots were, but even better as Qingqing has walked up a little bit too far there. He manages to connect on the cocoon, which will actually enable Quality's shutdown.
It's going to be nice.
Hotmoss with a flash away from Sourcewalker, and here comes Carino. A massive Renekton in the backline. Gets rooted up early in this one, as Sourcewalker will also fall. He might just look to finally bully away his top lane opponent. He'll get it with the Circle of Dominus, but a 2 for 1? Honestly, 2 for 2 rather. The Elise did fall. Definitely going to be taking that from somehow. I only noticed the gold lead, but that's quite the gold lead that's come out from Omega. So 2 for 2, very good pride.
Feats of strength, because Rigor Mortis will be able to finish it.
Yeah.
TP coming in. Wait a second. TP from Aurora. They're going to want to continue this fight on the top side. That's going to be a nice engage there. It does get the double EE because of the clone. Rigor Mortis flashed on, and it won't matter at the end. The bubble hits it, lands it, and he falls face with his life, which means that's a free dragon.
Yeah.
For the side of XSV. And from how this early game started, you would think that this game was just kind of going crazy for them.
Yeah, in Pride, you pointed out their bot lane was so far ahead, but the rest of the map is just kind of been outdrafted, if we're going to be honest. The Aurora into the Nico has been an amazing answer. We thought at the time, while it was drafted, that the Nico could be heading into the bot lane, but Quality has found a champion that he's more than willing to take into this Nico, and he's proving more than up to the challenge of facing against such an admirable lane opponent. And the rest of the map is doing so well. The Renekton counterpick, R5, into the poor Ambessa, level 10 at 17 minutes while your lane opponent is up 3 levels, and it might just happen again. Unfortunately, the slice will not dice this time around, but there's mid-tier 1 going to fall as well.
Look at the gold lead.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that. 3k!
It's all top.
That's an item.
Pretty much all top.
Mm.
You know, there's some, 500, 600, 300.
Yeah, Ezreal's back even.
Yeah, that's also insane. That Ezreal's even gold. But, Ambessa is a bit behind this game. It is Black Cleaver, Merc, Eclipse Renekton versus Eclipse Longsword, Cloth Armor, Ambessa.
Well, at least they're in the other lane this time. It looks like Ninja Shoho has been rewarded for such a good early game with the Renekton in his side lane. And I'm sure once upon a time that might have hurt as the
Oh,
public
wait a
execution
second,
getting her right the way
Chaz.
under. Force between worlds bounces back this quality and he gets solo killed instead. Okay.
Okay, well,
That's what happens when you take 3 turret shots when you're behind on Ambessa.
honestly, I
respect
can't
it.
even justify it. No,
I
we
respect
can't.
it.
No, we can't.
I respect
Come
the
on now.
attempt. When you're this far behind,
Ooh,
trying
nice
something,
flash instantly onto
trying
Karina, and
something
he
like
will
this is huge.
fall.
Another shutdown.
Nice that Sourcewalker is in a really bad spot trying to see what he can get on the rest of this fight. Nami healing is coming through. Ezreal is walking down, but it won't be enough. But that's a
Popping
big
answers, though.
shutdown.
That is a big shutdown, but you're leaving top completely open for this. Nico doesn't even have TP to get up there. Ambessa's just respawned. She can go up there, I guess, after losing 1v1. A massive
Do
play.
we have to send
Finding
her
the
out
kill.
there? Come on,
She has
man.
to do something.
Come on. Okay.
If she
Well,
If she
in
got
other
farm
news,
wave under the tower, what can she do?
yeah, in other news, while this game is slowly turning into a lull, we can go around the league and see, other games are ending. Akuma did 2-0,
Okay.
2 convincing games against Bloom Gaming. Jackals did 2-0, Kitten Kingdom. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Rest in peace, Kitten Kings. They can no longer show their face. As Chaz...
Someone else who can also not show their face. You are not allowed top lane. Renekton is the biggest bully in the playground right now. The Cull the Meek doesn't actually do as much damage as I thought it would. The Slice connects the empowered W from the Fury. But the Lucian is there to save his top laner just in the nick of time. Unfortunately, it feels like it is too little too late right now. As what isn't too little is the play that's happening onto the Aurora. The Flash Pot Blossom, and Ninja got the worst trade out of that. Explain.
Yeah, Ninja unfortunately ate everything.
If the Aurora altered the other way, that was a kill.
Yep.
She altered
That is
away
Shadow
for
Flame
safety.
Ludens.
She altered away for safety. If she altered forwards into the Nico, that would have been the kill. That is disgusting.
Yep. Unfortunate. In other news, Purple Pirates did lose to Milkman, and Akuma Halberds did 2-0.
Okay.
So,
Fixing's
very
been left
unfortunate.
alone under this turret. He's making it look like there's more people there than there are. Maybe they are actually here. Ninja has no Pot Blossom, but he's going to land the root, and that is a beautiful kill. First found onto Panda, and the other kill coincides perfectly. That is the Wukong also landing onto the Aurora. It is the cost of a ruinous Atakan. The soul for this game will be an improved Hextech soul if, and a massive if, Omega can grab it. They will take bot tier 1, both sides on that play as well. Just about getting it done at the end was Panda. His last dying breath was to get rid of that turret as the Rift Herald now dropped in the bot side. They can look for this tier 2, and the TP flank from behind might just cut it short.
Yep, here we go. Renekton's there. Lucian does miss the... Oh.
I think the slice missed. He doesn't get a reset on his E. He might just be forced away, and that was
Source Walker!
How did he miss that W? It felt like there were more people than there was empty space, but he finds some empty space somehow, but Poalti there is to turn the play around, completely demolishes the Kixing Elise. Rigor Mortis also flashing away, found by the Arcane Shift. Ninja Shoho just trying to bait out with the clone, does manage to escape from the Renekton for now. Root away, not going to do anything because the Flash W is there from the Nico, and there's a split push Ambessa. Congratulations, your team has lost a fight.
Hey. That's Miss Split Push Ambessa to you.
Okay, my bad. Miss split push Ambessa. Your team is losing the game while
really
you're
good TP there from Aurora. I was able to find a lot of space there as well. Lucian, he did survive the initial bit of their Source Walker, kind of sprinted it a little bit.
Ambessa die.
No, she does not die yet. But unfortunately now, it's where we see how ahead this Renekton is and how behind your Ambessa is. It's really hard for this Wukong to buy enough space for this Nico to drop a huge ultimate.
Carino
Oh?
may have been starting to rest on his laurels, and he will get still a disgusting amount of burst laid down upon him. He looks to turn the play, though. Slices and dices, still falls to Rigor Mortis as the Seeker's Arm Guard will have to be popped by Keeksing to not make it a 1-for-1 play. That got alarmingly close for how much early burst that was, but at least support proving her value just in the plays that she's able to make with her jungler. Bless you, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think at this point it's kind of getting really difficult for the side of XSV unless Omega just somehow.
They've evened out the gold lead, though, and Rigor Mortis looking for another play. Goes straight into the Cyclone. Panda will fall instantly. Plays like this on mid are exactly what they can do to get back in. They're actually ahead about 100 in gold right now. As the result of it, nothing on the map to be taken. They are down a Hextech Soul Point as well. Potentially 3 minutes from forced to fight, but maybe they want to fight right now. This Lucian is peaking.
Yeah, I already completed as well. Aurora looking for someone.
Just gonna dash
That
away.
EQ hit, I think Lucian is unironically dead.
It's close.
Oh! Oh my
wanna talk about
god.
Do you want to move past it?
The voices are very loud right now. That's all I have to say.
Let's move past it and see what Ninja can do to try and escape from this one. Sourcewalker and Carino combining once again. It's going to force his flash out on the side lane. That is a level 16 Renekton, as well as a very large jungler.
Hey now, come on now. It's alright, let your emotion show. Hey now, come on now. It's alright, let your emotion show. It's alright, let your emotion show. Come down the endless fire, to break forth the ages, to be left with no pain. You'll see your vision's eye, and give your body to the fire. It's true that you were born to die. So now we set your spirit free. Let the lifeless clear away. For we have come to save you from your pain. So let your voices scream. Powerless lifelines freed from time. 'Cause we exist to survive the changing tide. The blade is born once again. Another one is slain, bringing an everlasting fires, yeah. Cold rivers course throughout these veins. Another torment gets me. The pain is calling out to my waiting ears. So now we set your spirit free. Let the lifeless clear away. For we have come to save you from your pain. So let your voices scream. Powerless lifelines freed from time. 'Cause we exist to survive the changing tide. Live our lives till so let us free you of your life. Give your body to provide. When your judgment on his side, we must guide you to the light.
Hello. Welcome back to Game 3 of our Best of 3 series between Omega Goobers and XSV Pride. We've had a couple of tech issues in between our games, but hopefully they have been sorted out now. Unfortunately, our producer's PC just kind of died, so nothing we can do about that. But overall, we see Omega managed to pick up that map in the end. It was a 30-minute drubbing compared to the 40-minute drawn-out affair that Game 1 was. How do we feel moving into this Game 3, Glawsnax?
Very unfortunate for that Lucian not able to carry that second half, really. Not able to do
didn't
too
really look
much.
threatening to ever, did he? That's kind of the issue.
Yeah,
something you pick up
just
on.
not enough.
Yeah. Do you want to reveal how much damage he did to everyone else, or do you want to leave that as a little
Lucian
secret between him and you?
unfortunately dealt the lowest damage in that game.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. But it's not all
it was
about
quite rough.
damage.
True. Not all about damage. But having some damage is typically useful, and dealing less than an army isn't going to feel great, no matter who you are. So, unfortunately for Kush, he has a little bit of an expectation on him coming into our final game. He played an amazing Tristana in Game 1, but dealing less damage than the enemy Nami cannot feel great as we head into our Game 3. The ban's the exact same as we saw in Game 1, while the sides are the same. A little bit of a change in Game 2, while the Pride questioned whether Goobers were going to let them have Gwen. This time, it is going to be the Ahri taken first instead.
Yep. I like the sorry. My cough has just came back randomly out of nowhere. My bad, guys.
Ground control is all good.
Sorry about that. Silas now the lock-in for XSV Pride. Very easy matchup. Very Silas favored. Don't think you're ever struggling for that, as Ivern is the lock-in
Ivan
now.
Silas. Should we go with an unusual combination? Is that a nice thing to call it? Not a typical pairing, if we're going to be honest. I like the idea of the Silas into Ahri. Very nice matchup. I'd like to see it paired with something maybe a little bit more tanky. Silas is pretty, tanky in his own right, but I have a special place in my heart for stuff like Sejuani Silas. I think that it is disgusting. I think that it is overpowered. And I think that HLE would play Yone Sejuani Silas every game if it was allowed, because it is that good. Ivan, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, Braum now the lock-in for Goobers. Aphelios. Braum Aphelios into Ivern.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen consistently odd picks in the bot lane so far today. And Game 3, really living up to that. I think the most normal lane we ever had was Kaiser Leona into Tristan and Maokai. The rest of today has just been a little bit crazy, and gonna continue that with the Smolder Hover. They're gonna take it. That is a Smolder taken by the Pride. Okay.
Smolder is more of a pick-me champ and let's lose in peace.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I guess it's not that bad.
Are we
Into
getting Ivan
Aphelios,
support?
since you both want to scale.
Are we doing Ivan support shenanigans? Is that what's happening?
I guess we are. I guess we're just making sure that he can scale.
Yeah. I love Silas into Ahri, but I think Ivan paired alongside is just odd. Allowing the Ivan to have a little bit of a friend in the Smolder, they can get absolutely dumpstered on if they're not careful. If Jungle from Omega can roam down at the right time, Ivan suddenly looks very, very weak. So perhaps you want to keep it in the jungle, but then it loses so much of its power when you pair it with something like a Silas instead of having that double ADC type of comp. The shielding late game will always be very oppressive, and Aphelios probably not the happiest if he has to go something like Serpent's Fang to get through them. But overall, this Ivan pick has really thrown me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So,
Anyway,
I just think
Omega. Sorry, you go.
I like what it could bring. It's just, what do you pair now? Because you banned a carry who would benefit off of it, Rakan.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove any ideas of that.
Who is your engage?
I think it's Ricard. It might even come from the top side. I like the ban on the topic of engage from Omega, getting rid of the Malphite, something that could be that kind of top laner that would engage. I think you have to be careful on Omega of picking something that maybe a Kennen would be good into. But I think beyond that,
Oh,
if you
Jarvan
take
the fourth.
yeah, I mean a mobile ADC on the Smolder should be able to lock him down pretty easily with Cataclysm. If you take a Bruiser on the top side, they basically can't play Ornn for engage. There's no more Malphite available. You have to be careful about Kennen. But realistically, there's not much else engage-wise. Maybe a Gragas going to come through on this counter pick. Very interested to see, firstly, what Omega choose to take in. And it looks like it'll be the Jace, a very solid pick. Pretty squishy now, overall, on Omega, if we're going to be completely honest. But there's nothing that's really going to punish that squishiness from Pride.
Yeah, you took away a matchup where Chase could potentially lose into the Jax.
Mm.
You know, something that, you know. XSV, I don't know what you last pick here. Yorick!
Ooh.
Okay,
that's
so
not
we're
good.
split pushing the game that.
Your side lanes are very powerful, right? Yorick and Silas, very strong. Basically allows you to play with your double support in the mid lane, 1-3-1 for days. Should be a very safe Smolder, especially if they can keep this mid-tier tier 1 alive for as long as possible. But the team fight feels a little bit lacking for the Pride. Omega also have some issues. They have very solid poke. They have a lot of kind of individual playmaking ability. But the team fight is going to be difficult to really lock down any of these champs with something like the Jarvan. If you reach onto the Ivan, then they've already made enough mistakes for you to win that team fight by default. On the Smolder, he can still flap his way out of your Cataclysm, and everything else doesn't really care about your cage. I'm very interested to get your take on how you feel about the totality of this draft, because it is a very interesting one.
So, I think the Yorick prick just clearly defines what this is. It's, guys, I'm going to split push and hopefully try to win the game.
Yeah.
So, I need you guys to go ahead and not die. Meanwhile, Silas is saying, yeah, I have Jarvan the Fourth Arc, come here, Aphelios.
Yeah.
And then Smolder's saying, guys, wait, what's up? What's happening? And Ivan's like, oh, well, I gotta go in now. My Silas
Can I
is
wait
in.
until 50 minutes, please?
Yep, Smolder is saying, guys, can I stack? Silas and Ivan are currently fist fighting over who gets that scuttle crab. Realistically, though, I haven't seen New Yorick, so it will be interesting for me. I do like the Silas pick into the Ahri. I think it's something you can always chase down, of course, into the side lanes. I think that's always Silas favored. It's like 65 Silas favored, in my opinion. I have no idea how Smolder Rakan and Braum Aphelios is. I'm gonna be real. The Smolder Rakan sounds.
It sounds
kinda
dodgy
cooked.
early. It sounds incredibly dangerous, especially thinking of how present an early game Braum really can be. An omnipresent threat in that bot lane, paired with an ADC like Aphelios, who's happy to go at range, happy to get down in the weeds as well when he starts rotating through those guns. So definitely going to have to be pretty careful on the Smolder Rakan. Let's have a look at this mid lane. Ahri into Silas is a very very solid matchup for both sides. I think Ari definitely has the timings where they can play around, but Silas more than happy to steal a Spirit Rush and go charging off, finding some other kills on the other side of the map. Who has the better roam coming out of this mid lane? Because I feel like that's going to be the key thing.
Ari.
And she packed the
Initially,
map.
it's Ari.
Well, how do you like? Do you go bot lane? Do you go top? Like, what do you want to do with Azari right now?
I think personally, you kind of just see what you can do with your Ivern.
Mhm.
I think you just kind of support him in a way because he'll be able to support you later on.
Fair enough. We are just going through the client-side draft right now, so we are going to send it to a short little break while they work all that out. We'll wait on the spectator lane. We'll be back with our third and final game of the day, but very interesting drafts once again from our two teams. We'll be back in a couple seconds, a couple minutes maybe, even, with that third and final game. We'll be back then.
It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I get a little anxious when you call me on the phone. Somebody said that it fades away, but in the interim it was hard to see that way. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay that way. I thought I'd change when I got older, but the same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel was the aging of my bones. And then in one October, when the sidewalk home was covered over, well, I don't know the method, but you pulled right from the loan. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay that way. Give me some of that good stuff! What's up, groove?
Hello and welcome back to the third and final game of today between Omega and XSV. We are just loading onto the Rift now. It has been an absolute banger series already. How are we feeling about this third matchup?
That was a draft of all time.
That was definitely a draw.
I
Definitely was.
think it is going to be interesting on how they're going to play this with, and it's not even D-Ring start Silas.
No, that's a Dark Seal. Ninja showing a tremendous amount of self-belief. A lot of self-confidence in that pickup. If he can pull it off, fair play. But I will definitely be surprised if it has the same power that Quality will from this early lane phase, as we see junglers start to head towards the side of the rift. They want to start their clears on. Looks like Ivan doing his weird little thing might end up topside.
All right, so hopefully Carino does not go up 40 CS on Chaz.
That will be bad.
So that way this game is playable.
Yeah. Especially on Yorick. That'll be potentially even worse than the Ambessa. At least the Ambessa had some team fight. The Yorick has virtually none.
We'll never know.
Very true.
Kappa. Good trade there in the top lane. I also like how Philios Prom is able to get this bot lane pressure. Get for the level 2 real quick. Just needs 2 more minions for it. But Chaz is, he's just eating it the early game.
It is a rough early game, but the changes that were made to Yorick enable things like this. More Graves spawning, more ghouls as a response, as a beautiful trade for Quality.
Oh?
As Ninja misses the chains as well. He's gone
No.
very deep out here. You have to be very careful. 2 more autos, 1 more. Ooh, maybe an extra one. The refills on the Silas going to be key to keep him alive, as Ivan already starts finishing up his clear at 2 minutes 40, because that's just what he does. As the Chaz now push right the way under, he's going to need help from his jungler. That's exactly what Rigger is up here to do. But perhaps the Jade's able to get a free back off here. That would be a beautiful timing to go get a tier, and would really nullify this whole play. Looks like he managed it.
Longsword.
Longsword. Longsword. Probably didn't have the money.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is a single CS game right now from Silas. Really bad trade earlier. Source Walker will find Rigor Mortis.
He skipped over his blue buff to make this play. He has completely read out this Ivan. I think they had vision on him as he walked through Tribush, and now they're going to look for the extended play. The Jarvan flashing over the Yorick cage, goes for the Q, but doesn't have quite the damage he needs. The flag over the top, the flash over the top from the Jace will get it done, as the Ari turns up as well. Roam time out of mid. You pointed it out when I asked you. Ari was going to have that roam. She does use the flash, does Quality, so 3 flashes. For one of the Ivan.
What is Ninja doing?
Very deep. Forced to flash himself. No mana left either, as now the flag and the drag, the passive off the Jarvan. A little bit of extra attack speed. The slow coming down from the W will finish off the kill. This is the opposite of what we asked for. We asked for an even.
What? Are we serious? Yo. Guys, come on. It can't be like this.
Well, let's try and salvage something. Top lane has already lost a lot. Mid lane is also losing. Let's send it down bot lane instead. The Braum sends his door backwards, but you're playing with a Rakan and an Ivan, who, between them, nearly do a support's worth of damage in the early game. The Smolder does less than an ADC's worth of damage, so never any threat there.
Bro, why didn't Ninja even try that play?
I've moved past it. It's in the past. We can pretend it didn't happen. Right?
We can pretend. It still happened, but we can pretend.
Yeah, we can pretend. It's fine. He has a Doran's ring now.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
He has the ring. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong. Everything
there is no
fine.
war in Bossing Say.
Yeah, Tiananmen Square didn't happen.
Whoa, I didn't say that. That's a bossing say. Come on now.
Plus 5,000 social credit, please. As the route now connects onto Kush. He
Oh,
did get the push in there for a second, but he's now still reminded very forcefully that he's an early game smolder and has absolutely nothing he can say about these trades into Braum. Chaz on the top side just misses the cage on the Yorick a little bit closer than Carino would have liked, but he's still able to escape. Level 6 now hit on the Jace, probably one of the least impactful level 6s in the game, but from this far ahead, you don't care about how impactful level 6 is because your level 1 through 5 has been so strong as he looks to maybe even get a plate. Doesn't quite get the Molotov. Takes Dark Shot for his pain as well.
oh. Silas stole Ari ultimate.
Yep, he's going to be doing that a lot today. He
But
hasn't used it just
there
yet.
was no point, I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't used it yet. He's still just holding on to it.
Yeah, Rigor Mortis is here bot though to try and relieve pressure. Panda is pushing in a little bit too far.
Get
Rigor
the
Mortis
wave
is going to
under
go for the
turrets,
gate
get off them.
again.
The
Are they gonna
Felios
able
cancels
to
his
get
back as well.
much?
Voice to the
Yeah.
back. They're going to get the grand entrance on. The door blocks the Smolder Snot coming over the top, but they don't get onto Panda. He's able to escape. And the Voices is turning this play around on the blue form 2v3. He's completely out of mana on the Aphelios right now. He needs a back about 3 years ago, but overall, was that a -1? Oh, good flash. Good flash.
Very good flash. And
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We say it simultaneously. We
Uh-oh.
both saw the same thing. Cataclysm going to start the playoff. He flashes away from the flag and drag, but here comes the Ari. Just who you didn't want to see. Does go
What's the
1 for
trade
1.
back? Oh my.
What are you doing here?
Kush. Oh, Kush, you just got your support killed. Kush
And the
greeted
flash.
for another recall there. Burns his flash. Tried to get the wave in, and now just gave Aphelios another free kill.
Yeah.
So we
a
have...
very cheeky
Oh,
tempo play
Ninja,
there.
don't do it.
Voices. He has Ariel. He has Spirit. He's no wave.
No wave.
That's what he's
Very unfortunate start of the game right now. This Ivern is punching air. He has lost bot.
He nearly
He
has
has
redemption.
lost mid, and he has lost top. And
Yeah. But he does nearly have redemption. So there's that. Top side, another play coming in.
And-
The flag and drag connect again. Chaz, the same level as the jungler ganking him at 8 minutes. Not what you want to see on the Yorick right now. Just the level 6.
Is this
32
Tank
CS.
Jace?
It might be something like that. Jace has about 1,000 builds. This is
Yeah,
on
but
the
they specifically
side of
nerfed Tank Jace.
This is definitely on the tankier side of things. He has eventually got that tier, but the tunneler into the into the ruby crystal rather. It could be a sundered sky. I don't like it.
Oh, Rigor Mortis going for the gank top.
Take us
Karina's
through
just
this.
getting some nice damage off. But I think he'll be alright. Daisy has been summoned. And we'll have to burn the flash. Rigor Mortis
Ripola.
falls with another flash. This may be enough. Oh, Carino only hits onto the Daisy! Oh, all of that main damage and auto attacks went onto the Daisy instead of Chaz. It would have been a trade 1-for-1 guaranteed. But the ghouls will secure the kill for Yorick.
And while he's down 20 CS, only at 42, still able to hold on. He made it a 1-for-1 in his earlier death, and this time around, doesn't even have to die to get his own kill again. The trade is the Drake and the Grubs, so this is definitely a costly play. You lose
Yes.
all 3 Grubs and that early Infernal Drake, but it could be a whole lot worse as the Ari already has Malignance and has teleported into the blue side jungle. Rigor Mortis, I think, knows and is just running the whole way around the tier 2 turret bot. That is an Ari jargon in the jungle.
It is going to be Roa Silas.
Yes.
Okay. Oh man.
He scales with the Dark Seal, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's logical, right? You can scale with the Dark Seal.
Yeah. Did you know that
Just get
Medjay's is actually good when behind? I remember that argument. Can we
I
go
remember
ahead?
everyone dispelling that argument too, but
I think Smolder is probably at 40 stacks, 50 stacks.
getting
Not
up
exactly
to
sure.
doing pretty alright for himself. We'll have a check-in as the game goes, but I mean, for now, still, oh my god, already Yuntal as well. The items coming through this early into the game, 10
I
minutes.
mean, this is like poverty if you're Smolder. You have Ionian Boots, double longsword,
and you're into
and
Yuntal.
Ninja is gonna get
He has
engaged
Glacial
on,
Fissure,
stunned, does miss
and
the
then he got
realm,
Glacial Fissured, and then he
will flash, but it
flashed
won't
away
be
from
enough.
Cactus and died. At least it was a 3v1, and he got some abilities out.
True.
Got all 3 ults for his ult and his flash. There is 0 counterplay, but he has Rod of Ages.
True.
I'm trying to find positives, and I'm not finding them very well.
Hey, top lane's winning now.
Yeah.
You know, Yorick spawned the maiden. You know, that's always good.
Yeah, he had.
It is unfortunately Yuntal versus. Oh, it's
Yuntal
1k
versus
gold
Hammer.
lead in the jungle and in mid.
Yeah, 500 in bot honestly feels like it's the biggest though. Just because the Felios already able to get that early item, he's going to be able to destroy this 1v1 while the rest of the players focus on this top side. A 4v4 looks to ensue around these grubs as the prio over top lane is heavily contested right now. Mid lane also deeply under consideration. Both sides trying to posture, trying to work out where they're allowed to go, where they're not, maybe not allowed to go, as the grubs are at least one going the way of Omega, maybe the other 2 just going to go the way of Pride as we look to disengage, because nothing interesting is allowed to happen right now.
So another interesting fact, Smolder's horns evolve whenever he gets enough stacks. So my guess right now, since it's already AoE, it's 12 minutes. He's probably at like 90. If he's been having fun with it. If he hasn't been having fun with it, he's probably at like 70.
Yeah, we'll see if we can check in with that as the game progresses, as I say, but already up at 170 CS, he's farming pretty well for a Smolder that has been put this far behind. Needs to desperately back for something like the S13, which I think is what he's building. Nice cage there found by the Chaz. Just everything that happens right now. Oh, it's the Shojin first. Shojin on the Jace. Not what we anticipated. Completely forgot that built out of a tunneler, I'll be honest. A lot of health, a lot of extra ability haste coming through as Quality using his roams right now just to get rid of some of the vision that's been built up by all of these annoying players in red. As the next objective, Dragon spawning in 40 seconds, mid lane. Gonna have even more action as Ninja looks to go forward on Karate. Just gonna exchange a little bit of damage, a couple of electrocute procs. Karina really wants to kill the Maiden right now. And the Chaz doesn't really want to let it happen, but this Shojin spike is humongous. He has so much health.
Yep. Oh, and that was Ariel, I believe, used?
Yes, it was.
Maiden is dead.
Using mid. That is a dead Maiden, and you cannot fight this now as Chaz, I don't think. Karina, they're going to go for the all-in play here. And yeah,
oh my!
You can never fight that.
Yep. So Silas did use the Spirit Rush mid, so Ari has the ult advantage for the time being. Unfortunately, Chaz.
He has Triforce, Redemption, Flash,
honestly,
Flash away.
Honestly, the Yorick champion. Some would say.
Yeah, well, it works if you fight when you have item and they don't. If it's the other way around and you're fighting into a Jade with
it's
item,
a solo bolo.
Not technically.
That's first tower. Secured.
That is first tower. Remember how I said the Smolder wants his mid-tier 1 safe? Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah. Honestly, like, bro, like, how was your day, man? You know?
My day is amazing. This is my second caster today. I had a best of 5 earlier. Working on
nice. You double dipped.
I did double dip. I double dipped pretty hard. It was a 3-0 sweep, though, so I don't feel too bad. I do feel pretty bad about this game. It is 4.5k, the lead right now. And I don't think it's going to get any shorter anytime soon as...
Oh, Rigor
Once
Mortis trying to help his friend. Gets the slow.
Push down!
Big slow.
Yeah!
Big
Go get
slow.
it. This
I mean-
Ivan is unfortunately not very used right now, as Source Walker,
Okay.
on the other hand, is pretty useful on the Cataclysm, forcing another key summoner out. This time it is Top Flash Chaz. No more ability to use that for the next 5 minutes, as all the petals in this top side go over as well to Omega. It's going from bad to worse, and bad was 5k gold bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is also Herald for them because I don't think you can ever contest. Your Silas is down 25 CS.
No TP
Your
bot.
Yorick is down 35. I mean, you
Your
have
Silas is down in
Smolder.
bot, but, like, Smolder has
You know-
Essence Reaver Smile.
Yep, Smolder does have Essence Reaver. Unfortunately, don't think Smolder is at enough stacks yet. Oh, Sourcewalker will find Chaz on his way through. We'll find the maiden as well. We'll go ahead and jump out. Cheesing,
Right-hand.
trying to go in. But does force the flash, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this is something Rakan has been able to do pretty consistently in this game particularly. Forcing out a lot of summoners, even if he isn't able to get that CC, still doing a really good amount of summoner damage, if not true damage, as I think I just saw the Smolder have a bouncing Q, so I think that means he's just about hit the 125 mark, if I am not mistaken in what I saw. His mid-tier 2 is pretty sore itself, unfortunately taking an absolute beating. Rift Herald was picked up by Sourcewalker. He can look to drop that in a couple minutes or so, send it towards the mid-tier 2 turret as he goes instead for the Drake when that spawns top lane. Also, Yorick losing the split push battle as another play onto the bot side. It's actually going to be turned around. There's 3 players here on the side of Pride. Can they turn this around? Looks like they can. A double knockup cut from the Rakan. The redemption over the top, and Panda has a stand beside teammate. The Smolder just about arrives in time to say hello and then say goodbye.
That was the perfect way for you to get a fight to pinch as much as you can. And you get nothing out of it.
There's no engage. Your go button is your Ivan hitting Q.
Yeah. There is
your
no follow-up
Rakan
engage.
getting
Oh,
flashed
wait a
away.
second. Objective bounty claimed. Oh,
Objective bounty claim top as
there's
that's
no...
a stun under a turret.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Welcome to Braum.
Okay. Wait a second. Chaz is feeling himself.
He shouldn't be. He's down an item.
He's feeling himself.
No,
Let
no,
him,
stop
let
hitting
him cook.
himself.
Let this Yorick cook.
No. No. I'm going to rain on that parade instantly. He is not
What do you
allowed to
mean?
cook. He's down an item.
No, it's fine. Like, Rakan can be the soul engage for them, I think. Bro, come on.
Every time the Rakan is the soul engaged, they flash away from his W and they don't care at all, as we see another Spirit Rush coming through from Quality. This time 1v2 onto Ninja as Sourcewalker
Yeah, it does have the
has also
Shadow
found
Flame.
himself here. Gets knocked up, gets taken out of 5-0-2 Ari. Is there a scarier sight than a fed Ari? I'm struggling to like find a difficult, a worse thing in my head.
Honestly, I'm just struggling for words at this point.
It
Oh,
happened quite a lot
Chaz? Oh, Chaz is feeling himself again! And
This time he
Jising
has
is
his
nearby!
spot nearby,
Oh.
and he died.
And bot
he's
tier
still
2
down an
is
item for the
also
Jake.
gone. So Dragon will
Drake
also
can
be
go.
secured. It is Chemtech. Okay, Smolder. He has the little horns.
Smack.
Boom! 125 minimum guaranteed.
Yeah. Lots of stacks to be gained from the wave as well as the opponents, but it's another situation where Pride find themselves down in literally every position. It feels like game 1 was incredibly close. They managed to survive through to the late game, and they won through pure perseverance and refusal to throw hard on the other team. Game 2, it was again close until Omega found a small advantage, at about 20 minutes, and then they just completely ran away with the game. This one here, if you ever try to use the word close to describe this particular game of League of Legends, I would have a serious issue with it.
Yep.
8K gold.
In other news, the Mint Gaming is a 2-1 for them. Unfortunately, they lost game 2, 13 kills to 50.
Oh my. How did it take
They
that many
had-
kills?
They had 50 deaths in a 30-minute game. That's honestly impressive.
That is impressive. Almost as impressive as taking a ruinous Atakan off spawn. Getting all of those beautiful flowers for yourself is exactly what they're going to do for Omega. And just look at the levels as well now. We have a level 15 Jace into level 13 Yorick. A level 14 Ari into 14 Silas, but that's because he hit Rod of Ages. Aphelios also a level up as they're going to make the play onto bot side. The quickness is popped. He's going to go for the grand entrance as well. Chaz is just tanking turret instead of going for the kill. And it's definitely a choice, but letting this Jace live while your top lane completely disintegrates might not have been the play. I think you have to go for the kill and the turret there. You need to be greedy.
It's okay, it's worth. They got the tower.
Yeah, they got top tier 2, and now...
Oh, wait a second, Chaz! This is the moment they've been waiting for. They've been talking bad about the Yorick.
The moment they've been
and he
waiting
won't do
for has
anything.
been waiting for a very long time. I hate to be such a Debbie Downer today, but... Are we ever going to get it? Is it ever going to come? The moment we've been waiting for... It feels like we might be waiting a little bit too long in this one. Maybe Yorick isn't the person who can deliver us that dream. Maybe it just has to come down to this Smolder reaching the late game. Do we get beyond 25 minutes? Is that a legit
Yeah,
question?
we do. We could
Okay.
be on 25. Yeah, easily.
Do we get beyond 30?
Well, hold on now.
Okay, okay. I found the limit.
That one is a little less believable.
Yeah.
But 25, yeah.
8K lead. They have stabilized-ish, trading objective bounty tier 1 bot for normal objective tier 2 top.
It's only almost a 10k gold lead at 23 minutes. It's not that bad.
It's
Oh,
also a
Sourcewalker.
daisy onto
Oh.
Sourcewalker. Sourcewalker wants to be in the Thunderdome with 2 of them. Goes for the flag and drag
Oh.
away from the redemption, and our Rigor Mortis has been left out to the wolves. He will die to the Aphelios as the Maiden has also been left out to dry. The accelerated shock blast still connected onto Chaz. He will be flashed on by the Jarvan, turns around for the healing, and then dies to the
And
Aphelios.
shot in the back by the Aphelios ulti. That's okay, guys. Silas is
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah, Moonlight
Okay,
Vigil-
Smolder drops the ultimate, and it
Blocked by
is
Block.
gone. Yeah,
I
no.
think I was reasonable to ask that question earlier. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think you were.
You don't admit me.
Unfortunately, 3 losing lanes with an Ivern. Kind of a tough game. Kind
Yeah,
of,
you could say
kind
that.
of tough. Top inhib does fall.
Yep. Gixing has to be careful here.
Actually, it's a 7v5. If you think about it.
Daisy and Yorick. Yeah. Daisy
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Maiden.
Daisy and Maiden. It's a 7v5.
They're losing 7v5. By
They're
10K
not
gold.
losing 7v5.
But they are.
They're losing 5v5.
Daisy
Now we
just died
need
inside
Daisy-
the Thunderdome with the
Oh.
Ivy.
Fake news. Really fake news.
Right. And I should trust the American who talks about fake news. That makes sense.
Yep, you should.
Okay.
It's my right in my country, buddy. Even
No,
though
that's-
my family are
it's your own
immigrants. That I think that is Smolder 225 though with the horns.
That's
So
nice.
yeah,
You can have a little bar appear when you press Q. That's cool.
yeah, it's really
proc.
cool.
It's not going to proc, but it looks nice. Chemtech's soul has just been claimed by Omega.
Cheesy?
4 Drakes to 0. It's just... Every single time we try and look to make a serious... I just keep reminding myself of how this game looks. I look at the top of my screen, I see 13, I see 2 next to each other. And I have to laugh because otherwise I feel the pain of being in this precise position. It doesn't feel good. Baron also going to be started on spawn. Remember, this is a Chemtech Soul increased by Ruinous Atakan, combined now with the Baron buff as well. If they don't manage to end off this push, I'll be surprised, but they're going to go for a 2v4 on the turn quickly here. Did they even get a kill? The Smolder does have his execute up. That's nice.
Here we go. That's going to be a nice shot going onto the side. Let's be the first one to fall. That's going to be another huge ultimate from the Aphelios, and Ivern is gone as well. Aphelios flashing forward. Chaz trying his best to run away. Oh my god, the Aphelios damage.
That's one auto. He doesn't even have LDR. He has 2 items.
And RETPs. And, see, I told you it'd be over 25. I told you the 30 was hard.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought for a second you had to get it off that early push.
Is done.
Bye-bye.
That's his first death of the game. Fortunately, comes at the very end of it. And, the 7v5 just wasn't enough. Honestly.
Yeah, average Smolder experience right there. That is precisely what every Smolder game ever has ever looked like. Apart from when he was broken and his execute scaled with him. Beyond that, this is just the modern Smolder experience. You farm incredibly well. 250 farm at 26 minutes. Amazing stack timer. You had your execute, but the map is burning. Your team only died 17 times, and 4 of them were in the final fight. And yet you're still down 14,000 gold because you only got 2 kills. And they were fed to you when you were Yorick.
Honestly, I mean, there's just nothing you can even say. Like,
There's no
that game was just so hard.
Mm-hmm.
The draft itself just put it in such a tight spot. No one really could do anything on XSV. Silas took a really bad trade early that set him behind entirely tempo-wise, and Ari was just able to constantly roam and get as much pressure as possible off of it. Source Walker really didn't have to do too much this game. Just kind of walk around and be there for the fights. Carino
turned up and got some assists because that's exactly what Jarvan does.
Yep, Voices didn't really get to do too much there. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just Neferi dog staring at this, you know? Lizzie Neferi is just staring at this. I don't even know how you could, like, justify all that third game, you know, especially after the hype of the second game. And what you could do.
The hype of the first game. It was so promising coming into this. XSV Pride looked so good. They managed to scale. They managed to hold on. Keep the whole game even. Right the way through till 35-40 minutes when suddenly the Tristana just clicked. And they started winning team fights.
Yep, they forced the end there. And then game 2, we were looking at it. We're like, wow, this looks great for XSV. You know?
Yeah. Especially the bot side plays. They went for such an aggressive draft. The Lucian, the Elise, the Nico. It looked so promising in the early game, but it started to fall off. We saw it as he headed into the mid game. The Lucian didn't manage to snowball that lead that he gained early. Elise, as a support, we know what that does. We know how fast it can start to fall. And then game 3, I don't even want to talk about it. You guys can see the scoreboard in front of you. And it says more than enough.
Honestly, I was reading chat most of the time.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
It was just hard to watch and put into words what type of game that was, realistically.
Well, I think one word that really sums it up is a stomp. That is the word.
Yeah. It's really just unfortunate, just because of, you know, it's just issues in the draft. It's so hard to pull that comp off, right?
For future reference, Ivan Silas. No. Not again, please. Not Ivan Silas. You had other issues, but I hated that to start this draft. I hated it. Anyway, carry on.
Yep. And unfortunately, It means that I think I'm perfect on the predictions from Otter Talk earlier, which
Well
is
played.
unfortunate. You know, as I do not know ball like that.
Well,
So.
anyway, thank you all for joining us for this one. It has been a mega best of 3, and Omega will take down the Pride. We will see you guys, I believe tomorrow there is a different stream going forward, but we'll see you guys, us particularly, on the Diamond stream next week. Look out for it. We'll be there. Same time, same place. You be sure of it.
See you guys.